trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Making chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people does, that's all there is to it. Put a square peg in a round hole, just never seems to fit. And you
This is Bianca Belair.
Hey, this is Kevin Owens.
Hey, it's Seth freaking Rollins.
It is the man, Becky Lynch.
It's Rhea Ripley here, and you're listening to Wrestle Radio Australia.
Hello and welcome to Making Chicken Salad, the Wrestle Radio Australia show where we talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling. My name is Lachlan Albert. We got a crew of 3 here tonight. Accompanying me is the man behind Wrestle Radio Australia. It's the beast, Todd Eastman. Todd, how you doing, mate?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing fabulous, especially because we're also accompanied by the man behind Pario Magazine and Oz Rest Cards. It's Jamie Apps. Jamie, always good to see you, mate.
Good to see you too. Not the best day for the NBA finals for me.
Oh, no?
No. My team lost in game 1, so not great.
Well, mate, your team dropped the ball in game 1, really.
They did.
All I know about sports at the moment is that you need Danhausen to curse the other team and not curse your team. Apparently, that's the key to victory, right?
And that's where he went
That's
wrong.
exactly what happened.
Yeah. So, hey, apparently I know sports now. And that's all
Look at you go.
Yeah,
Look at you go.
Hey, look at me. Look at me.
All they had to do was put some wrestling in the sport.
Yeah, you put wrestling in sport, I'm there all of a sudden, right?
I'm going to have to cancel that bloody nerd sound effect now.
Oh, no, you're not. Macho Man Andy Savage in the chat says Danhausen strikes again. Macho Man, it's always good to see you, and it's good to see everyone who joins us here at twitch.tv/Wrestle Radio Australia and gets in the chat like Andy Savage does every week, just to talk about wrestling. It's great fun. It's awesome to have you as part of a chat. And I will say just quickly, off last week, we had so many people joining us over the course of the night that we went live. Just a really incredible, the fact that we are still getting, the numbers that we are, I think is just really fantastic and goes to show that there's an appetite for Australian wrestling. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. We're here to talk about Aussie wrestling at the end of the day. And we got more of it to talk about this week. We're going to be talking about PWA Black Label Dropped Out, which was, you're never going to guess this, free on YouTube last week. And on top of that, we're going to talk about shows that are upcoming. We're going to talk about WWE that's been in Italy and AAA that's been in Mexico and AEW, which Jamie spends 18 hours a week watching, and what's going on over in New Japan for the Best of the Super Juniors. This is a relatively quiet week, I think, and it's still beyond stacked, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, once you put the AAA stuff in there, made for a big week.
But then again, because we have, intentionally started to pare back what we do for the international side of stuff, just because we want to cover more Australian content.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because it's definitely the stuff that we enjoy talking about the most. And it's really nice to hear people like Bloody DJ say this podcast has opened my eyes to so much good Aussie wrestling. I appreciate it. Alex Fireheart, the little stinker that they are, said can't wait for Dropped In. The sequel to PWA Dropped Out for sure.
Hosted by Skater Boy Pidgey, surely.
Surely. Now that's a show. Jamie, well done. All right, so look, there's the pitch.
This time next year.
Back-to-back shows. Let's talk. That can be the Green Label show, and they host it at the skate park. And then you come in for the Black Label show. That's good.
That's actually a fair shout.
Why wasn't that skate park show we went to called Dropped In?
Yeah, there we go. All right.
Gimmick infringement, brother.
So PWA Black Label Dropped Out happened last Friday night. Todd was here to do a post show right afterwards and chat about it. So he had the live reactions. Meanwhile, I know that I got to have a couple of days to sit with it and watch it because, hey, it's free on YouTube. I can watch it whenever I like in the comfort of my own home. Thank you very much. This one kicked off with the Brotherhood of RANGA, which was Digby, EC Brownie, and Jack J. Bonza, the full crew, taking on MK Plus Ultra, who were unfortunately without Michael Spencer, who booked the holiday at the wrong time. Thankfully, the PWA champ Big Fudge was able to press X to join and became a part of the six-man match. So it became, I can't believe nobody at the commentary desk ever said MK Fudge Ultra, the team of Cosmo Cooper, Kai Drake, and Big Fudge.
Are you trying to start a war with Rose?
A little bit.
What are you doing?
It's.
No,
but
I want to start the war with Rose this week.
Okay, who's picking a fight with Rosie this week? Do we get to take turns?
It's not me. I'm fine with him.
PS2s are not a cartridge-based system. They are a disc-based system. Why are we blowing in cartridges?
Because
it's not that retro.
He was clearly jeffed.
He was a little bit jeffed at the time. So the Brotherhood of Ranga ended up getting the win here with Bonza getting the pin on Big Fudge. This comes after some build around Bonza, clearly not thinking much of Fudge as a champion. Jamie, what did you think of this six-man tag match?
I thought this was a fun way to insert Fudge into it with, like, Spencer just being like, oops, my mistake.
No Soul Rose coming in with a, that's the joke.
Yeah, you frustrated us, nerds. So I'll say I liked the way they inserted Fudge, and it's kind of continues that MK plus tension that we've had over the last few months of, especially since they did that battle royal and Spencer tossed the other two out. But that continued, and I thought this was really a good role for Digby. I thought he looked great in the role that he played in this, and played his role really well. Rach also looking extra red in this match, which was very sus. Very, very sus.
You're real on that, aren't you? This is the hill you're going to die on, isn't it?
Well, her hair got redder, and she's always refereeing their matches. Something's happening. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. I've got to do like a meme with you with that board from Philadelphia.
The red string, it's all connected. I
sound like Xander Sullivan right now.
Yeah. I really enjoyed this as a kickoff. I thought that having Fudge with Cooper and Kai Drake is like a great babyface team. Obviously, everyone loves Big Fudge, and they're, exciting wrestlers to watch. They're a good babyface unit and a perfect foil for Ranga, and a great way for Bonza to get, some clear heat. I know. A clear way for Bonza to get some heat over Fudge, get a pinfall, and be able to claim, a rightful shot at that title. And
you know why he said it though, don't you? Because it's written that way in the run sheet.
Yeah.
I did that on purpose. Ron Burgundy.
And he knows he's allowed to.
Yeah. I know that I'm not going to get in trouble for it from you guys. It's going to just become... If I do get in trouble, then that means that So it's a win-win for me. Either I say it and get away with it, or I say it and it gets confirmed that I'm not. So we'll see. I think that this probably leads to Bonza getting a loss against Fudge for the title and really solidifying Fudge as that big babyface build champion. But Bonza's just such an easy slot into the main event scene, and this match proved exactly why. And Brownie and Digby proved why they're a great support for him as part of that unit. Thought it was a really fun opener. Todd, what did you think?
Yeah, I agree. I was a bit in two minds about like Bonza pinning Fudge, but I know why they're doing it, because obviously it must be. I say obviously, but it looks like it's probably leading to him and Fudge at Metro, so that's why you do it, to get that bit over. It keeps the Brotherhood strong too as well, whereas like MK Plus Ultra, they've got the excuse of like not tagging all the time with Fudge, so that's sort of the excuse why they lost the thing. Yeah. I don't know where this thing with MK Plus Ultra is going to go. I don't know whether like Cosmo and Kai will turn on Michael, or do you know what I mean? I'm not sure which way this thing is going to go, because they always seem to have squashed it, but then Michael doing that might sow something into that. Yeah, because if you think about it, if they do that and then turn on, they've got already made like tag team feud with Michael and his daughter against those two.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that we're there yet.
I could see them turning on, or like Spencer and Kai turning on Cosmo, because Cosmo's the one that seems to have the biggest issue with it.
Yeah.
With what Spencer's been doing.
That's why I think Kai eventually like goes, you know what? Yeah, he is doing that shit.
I suppose they both shaved their heads.
That's what I'm saying. He shaved his head in solidarity.
Yeah.
They look as good as a tag. Alex Fireheart's exactly right, saying the old set up a title match by pinning the champ in a tag, Chestnut. Can't really go wrong with that. Yeah, it's a classic for a reason, right? Sometimes you got to play the hits.
I think that's a good way to get Bonza away from the King of the Metro Rumble as well, because like he's kind of always been a staple in that. So if we get him away to the title picture, you can let sort of Brownie stand out a bit in that match as the big monster guy.
Because last year he was like the last entrant, wasn't he?
Bonza, was 30.
Yeah, he like won the match to be the last entrant.
Yep.
Yeah. And that was, if I remember correctly, against Fudge, right? So like the history builds through. That makes a lot of sense. Moving on to the next one, a Black Label debut for Skater Boy Pidgey, someone that I've got a lot of time for, who I think was a perfect fit on a show with this theme, taking on Benjamin, the former Ben Braxton, now being managed by Mick Moretti, who has lost the last name and gained another syllable to his first name, and is really being puppeted by Moretti here. I thought it was really interesting the way that Ben kept looking to Mick for that explicit direction every step of the way, and the way that after the match, when Benjamin got the win, Mick told Benjamin how to celebrate and then told Benjamin to leave, and then Mick continued celebrating in the ring. So there's a lot of inbuilt tension about we're working against Braxton's nature, but it's working and it's getting wins, but also Moretti's taking a lot of credit for it already. There's interesting ways to go with this story. Skater Boy Pidgey is just like such a perfect babyface to get beaten down by a big, tough bad guy. He's immediately likable, and when he is taking hits, you go, no, not Pidgey, which I think is just perfect. Todd, what did you think of Benjamin versus Skater Boy Pidgey?
I love the way that they essentially changed everything about Braxton without changing anything about Braxton, if that makes sense. Like he still sort of has the look, except he's just like dark pants now, so it's nothing fancy. He's not doing any of those fancy flips anymore, but he makes a point of telling you that he's not doing those fancy things. So he's like, I can do them, but I'm not going to, because that's not what I'm about now. I'm just about destroying and winning. That's what I do. So I kind of dig that. Yeah, the whole like puppeting thing. I think this is, at the moment, it's way better done than they did it with the MCW version of
the clowns.
With the clowns. So much better, because it's more like Mick can't be like, this kid is, these guys are under me, because of just the size of Ben alone. But I love the presentation. I love the way that they've changed him up. I love that they even changed his finish to being that, like, it's a pedigree, but it's like almost a cross-armed pedigree. Like he wraps
with the arms crossed, which is interesting because Well, because he's got to like reach the arm over to the other arm, it's reminiscent of the Game Changer,
Exactly.
which is the finisher that he's just been using forever. But it's distinctly not that. Like those
it's
little
that
touches,
finish without the flashy
that feels
flippy
like
bits.
the mind of Moretti.
Yeah. So I really like that. Like the whole presentation, I think is really well thought out. I think Skater Boy Pidgey was the perfect foil for this. Like just the perfect, like white meat baby face to go in there and put up a good fight, bump his ass off, and make Benjamin look $100 million. You know what I mean? He just really made him look great without really taking away anything from himself. Because like, how are you going to fight a guy that size?
Mm-hmm. And they still let PG get some
brain
big
of Moretti on
stuff in as well. Like he got the
Yes.
he got that over the corner ring post dive thing, which was pretty awesome. The camera was a bit shoddy with like they missed it kind of. They didn't use the right angle for that, I think. That really would have highlighted how cool that was. But other than that, I thought PG got a lot in to still look impressive.
Absolutely. Andy Savage says, I love it when a new heel changes their style. In this case, Moretti being in Benjamin's ear makes it make even more sense. Jamie, any other thoughts about this Benjamin versus Pidgey match?
Yeah, I liked it. Brax is more sort of deliberate, menacing, and like wrestling more to his size. Like he felt like he was wrestling more as a big man by taking away those big flashy things and sort of keeping them in the locker for when they're like desperately needed, maybe. I also wonder how much are PWA hating that Osprey and Mox are kind of doing a similar thing at the moment on TV, where it's like this guy that has this massive lineage with championships and things is taking this high-flying guy and making him into more of a grounded, vicious competitor. It's like, oh, that's really poor timing for them, I guess.
Yeah, but I think there's enough of a difference that it's not really.
Yeah,
like to me that didn't even jump to my mind until you just said it then.
Yeah, I think the AEW one is more coaching. This one is more like manipulation.
Yeah,
like Osprey's doing it by choice. Brax kind of feels like he's been mesmerized and manipulated into doing this because nothing's going right otherwise.
Yeah, he feels like he's got no other choice because everything else he's tried isn't working or hasn't worked.
Which I think gives a lot of interesting story beats going forward, especially with Rita, and how that's going to play out moving forward. Moving forward in this show was a four-way match scheduled between Jude London, Aaron Jake, Shay Cassidy, and Billy Preston. Unfortunately, Billy Preston's crippling sugar addiction at the moment has taken him out of this match. I
love the way they introduce that throughout the show.
And so am I?
You're up. You're still here, mate. Yeah, you're still here.
Shay Cassidy suggested Barnaby as an addition to the match, but instead Jude London got his wish of Paris De Silva getting added, and Jude went on to then get a victory in this. Jamie, what did you think of this four-way match?
I really enjoyed this. Like when you took away all of the silly bits with Barnaby and the dance-off in the middle of it, I thought the like actual in-ring action was really good. Classic high-speed style from the Velocities. But then Shay and Aaron were woven into those and didn't miss a step. Like they looked like they fit perfectly into it. And then with the way they introduced Paris into the match, it makes me just wonder, does Paris is he kind of like Pac and is always in gear and just puts regular clothes over the top?
Yeah. I was just like, that's really convenient that you just happen to be wearing the gear. Are we going to find out that they're the ones supplying Billy with the chocolate?
Oh, that would be a fun thing. Because they were wrestling kind of heel-ish in points as well. So yeah, I could see that. That'd be fun. And the other thing I noted down was Jude is like a master of the super, super late kick out. Like he has that down to a fine art where it's like just as it's about to be 3, he kicks out of it. But I really enjoyed this when you took away all those silly bits.
Macho Man Andy Savage says the Velocities are the best unsigned tag team in the world. I think it'll always be jarring for me to watch. Jarring to me watching them compete individually. Well, that was not in the same match, so I guess you.
Yeah, they were basically wrestling like a tag team anyway.
Yeah, I tell you one thing. I just wanted Aaron Jake to win this thing. I was like,
I would have said that if I watched it live on Friday, but I watched it yesterday and today after he'd put out the announcement of going to the UK.
Yeah.
Which kind of took away that suspension of disbelief that he might win this.
Yeah, I get that. But the way I look at it, either of the Velocities don't need that win. Shay is a made girl. She doesn't need that win. That win for Aaron Jake really does something for him. Especially after coming back from losing to Fudge. And I think on our post show I said one day PWA are going to mess around and actually let Aaron Jake win a match.
Mm-hmm.
Because the guy, we keep saying it every time. I think the guy has every tool it takes to be a top line worker, a top line presentation in PWA. He just needs the backing. He just needs the opportunity, I think. Because every opportunity he's been given, to me anyway, he's knocked it out of the park. I don't know if that's the same for you, Jamie.
Oh yeah, especially since he went to the tag team with Bell and started to get that opportunity to talk a bit more and get his personality across more. He's really put it all together from that point on.
Yeah, I just everything else is fine. I think they really dragged out the Barnaby thing a little too long. It was just that little bit longer. Okay, we get it. We know there's no actual way Barnaby's wrestling, so we know it's going to be Paris. So let's just let's move this sucker along. What do you think? Because we talked about it in the post show. What do you think about the fact that it's that Shay has her own custom entrance song, but it seems like for PWA, she's always doing these the karaoke songs almost.
It's hard because her song is really memorable, but these karaoke things get massive reactions in the room. So it's do you get rid of that? And they have the partnership with Select Music, so maybe they get more leeway with what they do with songs.
I was about to say, because I think even in our chat while we were watching the show, I was like, well, PWA really must not care about demonetization when they're using these songs the way that they are, because that was a flat out just complete, and not even not a song from an artist that you wouldn't know, or a fringe. This is Whitney Houston. You know what I mean? It's just that's an artist.
I don't know how they do it.
Because obviously I think it's a lot of fun for that girly pop gimmick. But then, is she the girly pop sensation or is she the bear girl? Because I don't understand how Barnaby fits into that gimmick.
Yeah.
That's... And again, I think Barnaby's been used a lot more sparingly over the course of this year, really. It's been, I think, a massive improvement where he's kind of only there when he has a reason to be there. But I think Shay gets such a reaction from the music. The work that she's doing in ring is excellent. The thing, I just don't know how much is added by Barnaby being there that isn't just distraction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I mean,
Alex...
I get it. And I kind of think she's, in some ways, I don't know if she enjoys it or not, but she's in some ways sort of stuck with it now because she made it so much a part of her thing.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And if she came out without Barnaby, be like, where's Barnaby?
Yeah.
I also think that especially in PWA, that's the case, whereas in other places, maybe less so. But it is really established there. Alex Fireheart says, as Jeff said on the Friday, I do think they were hoping to get the crowd to be quiet for Paris before ending it, although them really milking it also amplifies Paris' reaction to kicking Barnaby. Yeah, I think that, and Macho Man Andy Savage with a great question, has Barnaby become the Poochie of PWA? Like, Andy said it, not me. That's a great question.
Maybe if like Paris's kick had booted him up onto the balcony, he could have stayed up there, but didn't quite get that high.
No.
Yeah.
Because that's a high balcony.
It's tall. It's tall. Yeah, he could have gone to his home planet.
It's like, it's so tall that sometimes in the streams you don't even realize there's a balcony until they like
I was about to say,
intentionally put the camera up there and you go, oh, there's a whole separate level up here.
It's a crazy venue because I remember seeing Coliseum there, and that venue is kind of whack. Like the balcony is so high, but the actual like floor seating is quite tight because the bar is right there, right behind the seats. I think it's amazing how good they make this venue look on the stream with the angles that they use. Though I do think that it results in, like we said before, when Pidgey made the dive over the ring post, the result is that because it is so tight on the ground floor, you lose some of those camera angle opportunities sometimes. I think that's what you get.
It's hard to get like a really wide shot to get that unless they use that balcony cam, but then I don't know how much like left and right play they have with that to be able to make sure it's center frame.
Exactly. It also makes the lighting really difficult, right? Because that balcony is so high, you can't have lighting right in front of the people there because that'll block their view, which means that the lights end up really high. So you kind of have to spot the ring, which means that as soon as people are out of the ring, there's not much to be seen. Like it,
I think they mainly use the lighting rig that's on the stage and like shoot that from the
and
stage
just point it
out
forward. Yeah.
So like that's why like when they step off the apron, when the camera moves to the side of the ring and shoots back towards the crowd, you see the person really clearly. But when it shoots the other direction, their back is like in complete shadow, so you can't see the person.
Yeah, you get the silhouette effect. It's definitely interesting. I like the venue in person. I think that when it comes to the bigger shows like King of the Metro, I think that having that Metro with some more opportunities for how it's lit really pays dividends. But they do a good job with what they've got here. Moving on to a title match, the PWA Tag Team titles on the line. North Shore Wrestling, the Osborne brothers, Jack and Sam Osborne, defending those titles against El Phoenician and Marley Paletti, Mana and Manouche, in a build that's been going for a little while, which unfortunately, and PWA are by far not the only ones guilty of this, but when you have a title match and before the title match you show a poster for an event that's in several months' time with the tag team champions holding their belts, drinking glasses of scotch, it makes it harder to believe that the challengers are going to take those belts. That's something that, for my personal watch experience, the odds
say for me,
went
mate. It's
from...
all right.
I tried so hard not to say it there.
Is that in the intermission bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they showed the climb poster. See, I scrubbed through that and didn't see that, so I didn't have that issue.
I think they also played a little trailer for the climb. I can't remember exactly when, but it was before this match. So
I scrubbed until I saw they were back to the ring. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that's something that
I being someone who makes graphics, you
can explain that away.
Yeah, you can explain that away. Like we have to make the graphics like this. We can change this poster at any time because they haven't actually been printed yet. This is a graphic, a digital graphic that we can change.
You know what? I would love to see that in play. Like, show me a poster for a future event with the champ front and center, and then have the champ lose the title on that show and change the poster. I would love to. I don't know that I've ever seen that.
That might happen in July.
Yeah, like, could be interesting. But anyway, I thought this was a really good tag match. I think Mana and Manouche have been so good at getting the crowd on their side. I don't know how much of it is people who love them are coming to the shows or how much they've made the people coming to the shows love them. But either way, you can tell the love from the crowd is genuine for those two guys, as much as you can tell that they want to see the Osbournes get the absolute piss beaten out of them. Like just perfect heels. I think that especially the Sam Osbourne's ability to just time things perfectly and then look to the crowd with the look of hiding a shit-eating grin is it's such a fine point. That he's not smiling even though he wants to is such a delicate
He's a smug
thing that
bastard.
he's pulling off. He's so smug. I thought this was pretty much a perfect match in terms of wanting the baby faces to win and being pissed off every time the heels stopped them. Todd, what did you think of El Phoenician and Marley Paletti challenging the Osbournes for the PWA tag titles?
I legitimately think that this is maybe the third week in a row that we've reviewed a show where the tag team titles match or the tag team match or a tag team match has been my match of the night. Because that's what this was. I thought this was great. I thought they did such a good job. They had me angry at the end when Mana and Manouche didn't win. I'm like, this was the time. Like, because I'm like, this is the time. I don't know how you're going to reheat these guys, but I know PWA love doing this thing where they get the babyface so very hot and then they have them lose. And then like 3 or 4 months later, they'll have them win. They'll have them eventually win it. Which, like, I get it, but sometimes just give them the win while they're hot. I think that
especially with baby faces, like you run the risk of them not getting hot again.
Yeah,
like
you
heels,
run the risk
heels,
of
they can piss someone off easy.
Yeah, you run the risk of the fans giving up on them.
Yeah.
But this is like a perfect example, right? Grayson Waller was never PWA champion.
Yeah. Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I don't know why you just don't, if you know someone's about to get signed or they're really close to getting signed, get your belt on them because then at least you get the photos.
Yep.
You've forever got a photo of like Jonah Rock having the Australian national title. You know what I mean? You've always got the photo of Demi Bennett having the Right City Wrestling like women's championship. Delta with all the belts that she'd won all around the country. You've always got that photo. It's always baffled me why like some guys don't, even if it's for like a month or 2 month run, just get it on them to get your photos and get out of there.
I agree with what you're saying, but can you name a month or 2 month run that's been in the history of PWA? Because their title reigns tend to be long title reigns.
Yeah, but that's why you occasionally do that.
And they have the whole Esky gimmick where it's easy to put a belt on someone and then rob them of it a month down the line.
Yeah. But it's just like, I love the match. I think the fact that they didn't win was probably why I liked the match as much as I did, even though I wanted Mana and Manouche to win it, because it was like still like they got me. They got me. They had me thinking that this was their time, and when they took it away from me, I was like, you sons of bitches. And I'm just like, that's what I was supposed to feel.
Yep.
Yeah, that was one of my notes as well. It was like, they did a great job of making it believable that North Shore were going to lose in this match. Because, like, that's sometimes the problem you have with these long-running champions that are just kind of fending off every challenger. You kind of get to the point of, like, well, is this team the one that's going to take it? And because Mana and Manouche is so early in their career, I still had that bit of doubt of maybe they won't pull the trigger just yet. And obviously they didn't, so...
Well, that's the thing. Going into it,
I do agree with what Alex Fireheart is saying I didn't particularly mind that Mana and Manouche didn't win, but if they do challenge again at some point, I feel like they kind of have to win.
Especially if it's North Shore.
But that's kind of the PWA blueprint, though. I mean, how long do they do it with, like, pretty much every other challenger? And then sometimes they don't even give them the win in the end.
Yeah, well, Tuckman with the Soul was a full year in the running before he lost to Robbie and then had to come back a year later to get that spot again.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly right. And they were just they're just very not very lucky, but they were very fortunate that really like we haven't even I don't know if we've seen the peak yet of like Tuckman.
Yeah.
You would have thought that whole PWA, the win against Robbie, might have been the peak, but it turns out like everything we've seen since just
They're still getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah, they seem to find different ways to keep that momentum going, which is like it's a credit to them for doing that. To be honest with you, but it's just I thought though this match for me was match of the night. I thought it was so well done. Sam is just such a good heel. He's so good, and it's such.
Oh yeah.
I think that Jack is so lucky to have him with him, guiding him through.
Yeah.
Like the early stages of career, it's such a bonus for a guy that has so much upside as what Jack does.
Yeah, my very first note for this match is Jack eligible for Rookie of the Year this year? Because although he started last year, it was kind of late.
Didn't we give him the who got the rookie last year?
I thought we did give him Rookie of the
Oh,
Year.
it might have been
Sure
last
we gave
year.
him rookie of the year last year.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
you can't win
so
it twice, brother.
Jack's out. Manor and Minutia right there behind him.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I think they might be the guys this year.
yeah.
Also, Todd caught some strays in this one.
Yeah, I'm used to that.
Who?
Gail.
Todd,
No, he was doing
Yeah,
the
yeah.
joke. He was doing the gimmick.
I like it.
See, Gail's still sensitive because he knows that my Parramatta Eels beat his Tigers. And there's nothing he can do because we don't beat anyone else. So,
Yeah, that's right.
Fair.
It's like rock, paper, scissors. If Rock beat Scissors and lost to 40 other things.
yeah. And I'm fine with that. As long as we beat the teams that my friends support, I'm fine with it for the most part. Like, I love that we won up here in Brisbane.
Oh God. The other note I had down was I think El Phoenician does a great job of like taking a beating, but not taking a beating to the point where you're like, oh, he's dead. He's got no hope of coming back. Like he still manages to get a lot of spots where he kind of catches fire and you're like, oh, maybe this is going to be the moment where he gets that hot tag to Marley and then it gets cut off. Because like sometimes you see in those spots where the person that's taking the beating just gets beaten and beaten and beaten, and you get to the point where like, well, they're never going to tag out. So then when they do get the tag, it's kind of a little bit unbelievable. He does enough to stay alive.
Shout out to like PWA production for just framing the really late interruption from Sam on that pinfall. Perfect.
Yeah, it was perfect.
Because that was the one that got me, because I'm like, he's nowhere to be seen. So unless they're going to have him kick out of this, which I would have been so mad. But like that, shut up, Rose.
No Soul Rose in the chat said, wait, Para have won a game this year?
Hey, Numpty, you were on stream with me when they did win one.
You commentated it.
You commentated it.
Yeah, you derailed the show for it.
Yes.
I'll hit the comment from Big Linksy in the chat asking if The Undertaker did a run-in on me. If you're watching the stream, you might notice that with Jeff gone, someone had to take on the internet gremlins. So I'm taking one for the team this week.
Lockhausen cursed himself.
That's right. Moving on to another tag team match on this show, the Third Eye, Jay Sorbet and Ty Thayer, ended up taking on the Influence in a bit of a roundabout way when Lockie McIntyre came out and started demanding a match from Scott Green, who said, nah, I've already beat your brother. Don't need to. And
Fair.
then Third Eye, yep, fair shout. Third Eye came out, Jay Sorbet and Ty Thayer, and the referee came out and Influence threw him out, hit the ref. Oh, too bad. No ref, can't have a match. And so a second ref came out and the Influence took him out. Oh, no ref.
Melted the ref. Didn't hit the ref.
Demolished.
Just melted the ref. Carter Deems, I hope you sent us some flowers or something.
Jesus creepers. But thankfully, Scott Green
Rach and Hannah
knew
got
about-
destroyed.
Yeah,
They really
they
did.
took it hard. Thankfully, Scott Green knew a guy, and that guy was Jessica Troy, who came out and fished the referee shirt from the couch cushions and went down and took control of the match, which eventually had Third Eye getting the win over the Influence. Well, a little bit.
Most laissez-faire referee I've seen in a long time.
But
Well, that's not her profession.
Took control of the match for sure. I had a bit of a problem with the way this one was set up because I feel like you want your baby faces to answer challenges, especially when at this point, correct me if my math is wrong, but aren't he and Lockie 1-1? The idea that it's like, yeah, I've already beaten you. I don't need to prove anything more. When it's tied up between them was a little bit confusing to me as a babyface, and having a heel come out and say, you got me last time, but I want to prove that I can beat you. That feels like a babyface thing to say. I was not fully convinced by it. I did like the Influence going, no, you're the match that we want. We want Lockie versus Scott. So we're not doing this tag team nonsense and just pelting the referees to avoid a match. I thought that was a lot of fun. Xander Sullivan somehow making a meal of this despite only having one leg to get around on. Just like personality-wise, the guy's money. I'm more impressed by good old Hot Wheels. The old, what did he call it? The Kai Drake scooter. I really liked Tythea in this match. I think he impresses me more every time I see him. He's really putting it together in ring to match the ridiculous character energy that he's able to, harness well. Jay Sorbet,
You're just a massive fan of his ex.
Literally don't know who you're talking about.
Tythea. His ex account.
Oh, right. I am. He's got the best posts in the game.
You got that, didn't you, Jamie?
No, I did not, because I call it Twitter.
Oh, fuck.
I call it Twitter.
I call it by its name.
Calm down, Boomer.
How is calling something by its name a boomer?
If you're going to call it by its name, you need to call it X the Everything app. But yeah,
if I was a boomer, I'd call it the X.
That place where Grok is.
Yes.
Lockie McIntyre is dynamite on the microphone, obviously. The fact that his in-ring is as good as it is such a bonus to just a killer promo game. And Carter Deems, what can't that man do? I think there were some spots in this that I thought were a bit rocky, but, I think that
he
this
works
was...
for the other company.
Oh, right. I'm getting confused. This was
He's also a big fan of Lachlan.
Giving Jessica Troy a chance to not have a match but still show off that she is the best is great. I thought this was a ton of fun. Jamie, what did you think of the tag match between Third Eye and the Influence?
It was a really good way to come back from intermission, I imagine, for the live crowd, because Lockie immediately gets you invested back into it. And they're obviously investing, like PWA are investing a lot into Lockie. If from the looks of it, they're transitioning him to a feud with Jess. Because Jess only kind of feuds with the best of the best type deal. She's not really wrestling rookies all that much these days. She's kind of at the top of the card all the time. And I think a feud with Lockie could be really special between the two of them, with Carter floating in and around there. So I like this. There was a little bit of silliness with the four-way chair Eddie Guerrero spots.
Do you know what though? I
loved the bit when Carter tossed it to Lockie and was like, that's what we're doing, isn't it?
I like the fact that they were doing it the whole time. She's sitting on the couch with Scott
just watching.
Going, I could see what you're doing, idiots.
Yeah. Yeah, it made the heels look like total bumbling buffoons, it's always fun to have those type of heels floating around on a show.
When you're in this spot on the card, that's kind of what that match calls for. To be a little bit of comic relief, a little bit of fun. Yeah, I didn't mind that at all.
it's also such an interesting move to get a heel versus heel match through by making the referee the babyface. Like, what a clever little way to get two heel tag teams some time without really losing someone the crowd wants to support. Todd, did you have any other thoughts about this Third Eye versus Influence match?
No, I thought it's not one of those matches you can go 1,000 foot deep and do like a 23-minute promo podcast on it. It's just it was there to bring the crowd back after intermission, and I thought it did its job perfectly.
Absolutely.
I thought they were maybe looking at transitioning Third Eye to more of a face team. Like with the injury, you get the sort of sympathy vote for Xander, and then they're going up against Lockie, who can make anybody a face opposite him.
Like I can understand that doing it for like a one night only shot, but I just don't see how that goes full time. Because how do you support dudes that are fully into the conspiracy gimmick?
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I know, but like he doesn't run a Fed anymore.
So moving on to a bit of a strange match type here with a fuel card on a pole match. This one had, and let me get the voice on, David Streamer, Gaiman Braden, Hari Singh, Joey Hudson, Josh Myers, Matt Boynton, Melissa Avarillo, Nikki Van Blair, and The Anomaly. In terms of lineup, I think they did a really good job of having some experienced names in here, like Boynton and Nikki Van Blair, as a way to support people who were making, early career Black Label appearances, whether it's, people who are making their Black Label debut, like The Anomaly or Josh Myers, or people who have had one or two matches, like Mel Avarillo, but are still building. And I thought positioning Avarillo and Boynton opposite each other was really clever to show just how massive Mel is. Like, because Matt Boynton has been one of the big guys in PWA forever. And to have Mel with some height on him, it shows just how ridiculous she is.
Just quietly, how would you like to see that as a tag team?
Oh, goodness.
It's literally one of my notes.
Was it?
I either want to see them tag, and like that's a great way to build Mel up as like, here's how to work like the big monster heel persona.
Yeah.
Or and do that for a bit, and then have her turn on Matt, and like be the baby face against him. I think that's a great 6-month feud for her to, or storyline for her to really establish Mel as a major player in PWA.
Yeah, because she's kind of just floating around at the moment, isn't she? Because
she kind of just pops up in wherever there's a spot.
Yeah,
Like they obviously have like faith and plans for her.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of finding a position. Like, where do we put her in this?
Yeah. This match seemed to, as mentioned by Bloody DJ, the finish maybe didn't go as planned, but it was a good journey to get there, says Bloody DJ. I think for anyone who didn't see it, the fuel card kind of fell off the pole and David Streamer picked it up off the floor in amongst a bunch of chaos. If it wasn't the finish, well done on Streamer to adjust on the fly. But his music did hit pretty quickly, so I wonder if he was planned to win, even if it wasn't that way. And he went, let's make this believable. I'm going to pick it up off the ground. Let's go.
That was my thinking, that he was always meant to win, just not in that way. And when it happened and it fits his character to be like, you guys do this, I'm going to just sneak over here and take this.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I must admit, I like the touch of, like, when you see a lot of these on the pole matches, usually everyone just starts by brawling. Whereas this one, they just all went for the pole straight away.
And for most of the match, it was people going for the pole.
Yeah, which is like that's
that's a clip right there.
Yep. Well,
yep.
However you want to live your Saturday nights, it's fine with me, brother.
This was on Friday.
Okay. You had to get through school somehow. I just thought it was well done that they did that. that they constantly had that goal in mind. So it was like there was always little bits of like in between stuff, but the goal at the end of the day is always, and it should always be, you're going for that prize, whatever that prize is. And yeah, just very unlucky that it fell the way it did, but I think they made the best of a bad situation. It was also good too to get guys like Gaiman Braden, Joey Hudson, Josh Myers, and the Anomaly, who seems to be really picking up some following with some people too, which is cool to see, considering how like not getting a lot of the opportunities that they do. I just thought it was good for them to get that little spot on one of those cards in a high part of the show, like just before the main event. Always good experience for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Jamie, any other thoughts on this fuel card on a pole match?
I got to give it up to Rose and Gail as well for the...
Don't say that.
For the line about...
Who?
They said the line about Streamer winning and them being like, oh, he's won all this free fuel. He'll still claim it on his tax. I was like, that's such a great thing to get into his character of like, he's this businessman, but he's just rorting the tax system over and over again to make profits.
Yeah, really like needling that character there. I thought that was excellent. This all led up to the main event, which was a Soul of PWA title street fight match with the Tuckman defending his Soul of PWA belt against Tony Sin in a match that was always going to be a little bit of chaos. I think that Tony Sin is one of the more underrated members of the PWA roster. He can talk. He's got the look. He can back it up in ring, whether it's doing the traditional in-ring stuff or more of what we saw here with a bit of the chaos and the plunder. I think they did a good job of sometimes doing less to get more. So, for example, having brawling backstage, then having Tony Sin come flying out of the curtain and Tuckman coming out with a cricket bat. Great way to use a cricket bat as a weapon without ever using a cricket bat as a weapon, right? Like that's
especially against the palm.
I mean, he still used it. That would have sucked.
He still used it. But again, like Tony Sin seemed game to take a lot of punishment in this match, as did Tucky. These two absolutely went for it, and I think that's what you need when you've got one of these, title street fights as the main event of a card, especially a card built around the dropouts. So you've got Tucky in the main here. Like it just made all the sense in the world. I don't think I have anything to try and get picky about with this match because it was the match for the people in the building, I think, pretty much exactly. Jamie, what did you think of this main event for the Soul of PWA title?
The use of the PS2 controller I thought was really fun, and that also would have sucked as a weapon spot to take, being whipped by a PS2 cord.
Because you always had everyone's had a mate or your brother do that when you've beaten them at something.
Yep.
The other thing I noted down was we did the spot with Tony Sin going limb by limb, destroying Tuckman's arms and legs and ultimately going for his head and it being stopped. I would have liked that to be a little bit later in the match because then... Shut up, Rose. I just gave you a nice compliment and now you're being an idiot.
Rose, by the way, says, I hope they blew on the controller before using it as a weapon.
I was going to compliment you on your Mortal Kombat takes, but not anymore. I would have liked if they hadn't done that limb spot so early in the match because later when they're doing the big table spot and stuff like that, Tuckman's kind of moving around totally fine and using his arms totally fine. It's like, maybe we need to remember that you had your limbs absolutely destroyed earlier.
Yeah.
That was my one issue.
Yeah, no, it's a valid point. Macho Man Andy Savage says, after World Series Wrestling, I wondered whether the entrance overshadowed dropouts matches. Meshing the entrance and the match is a hell of a way to maintain the heat. Todd, what did you think of this main event for the PWA Soul of PWA title?
I mentioned it a bit on the post show when we talked about it. But when I think of the maturation of Tuckman to a guy that when he sort of like was getting pushed up through, I was like, well, they're putting him with guys like Moretti and Eagles because they're going to carry him to really good matches. And that's what he needs at the moment. To being in this match where I think he really helped make Tony Sin as a guy that I can see challenging for like multiple championships in that company now. Such a good job like making somebody. And that is not an easy thing to do as a babyface. Like it's a lot easier to make someone as a heel. Like it's a lot easier to do that than it is to do as a babyface. And I just think his work, like making him credible, was just brilliant. I thought this was a really, really good main event. A well-worked, like, straight-out brawl. Considering all they really had to start one was like a sneak attack. And that was really all the build was to this. But they did such a good job selling the different things. And, of course, like, having spots where, like, I was like, gee, are they actually going to have him drop the belt here? Like, when he hit him with the scepter or whatever it is, the blessing thingy.
Yeah, the blessing thing.
You can tell I really go to church a lot. The blessy thingy. When he hit him with that, for a second I thought they're gonna steal this from him. Holy shit! So great job in fooling me to think maybe they're gonna have Tucky drop this thing. I mean, technically they kind of got me twice that night with that in the same match.
Also, whoever built that table, bang up job because that thing was solid. But then when it was used, it exploded like it was nothing. And Tony Sin made that spot. He went nice and high on that launch off the ropes and really made it look impressive.
Yeah, beautiful table spot there. And I think as well, you can see exactly what Tuckman adds to PWA with the post-match promo here, where it wasn't a whole lot, but he went, the fans, you guys are what make this. We love you. Here's the song we all love pointing our fingers to. Let's party. Right? And he's got the crowd in the palm of his hand for that. There's not much more you can ask for from a performer. Like, this is how you end off one of these shows and build excitement for the next show, which is going to be King of the Metro.
Well, you're kind of skipping over what happened at the end.
Yeah, we
of
had
the show,
cash-in attempt.
Yeah, so there was the extra element of, with Tuckman so beaten down in victory, we had the appearance of the Golden Esky holder, who I thought it was interesting, if you're looking at Tuckman with the Soul of PWA title, that's who he won it off, right? Will Keatis back in the first reign, where they had that shopping trolley in the match. Am I remembering that correctly? Several years ago?
Possibly? I think so, yeah.
I
think he... I don't know. You talk and I'll check.
Anyway, yeah, so Will Keatis came out with the Golden Esky.
Teamwork.
Poised to challenge. Jess Troy making the save, evening the odds. So no cash-in attempt was made at the end. But very interesting considering that the climb is only a couple of shows away where the Golden Esky is theoretically on the line. So that cash-in kind of has to happen at King of the Metro, maybe?
Unsocial Jordan, he beat for it the first time.
I'm just mixing up charismatic guys who can go in ring. That's unfortunate. But yeah, no, I think that it would have made a lot of sense to have that cash-in happen there, which is why when it was kind of threatened, I was like, oh, that's a great way to do it. So it kind of raises more questions, the fact that the cash-in didn't get made. I think it's a really interesting choice they made to remind everyone of how much that would make sense and then not do it.
Especially because it was mentioned on commentary that the Esky is up for grabs again in August.
Yep.
So at some point, Keatis has to cash in before then, and there's only one show before then, which is why I think maybe we get a poster featuring Tuckman holding that Soul title, and then it changes hands at the Metro. So then you're like, well, we had to change the poster.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very nice. As has gone up on the screen right now, if you are listening live, because it is the first show of the month, we are going to do our segment, What Do You Want to Talk About, in the second half of the show. So make sure you get your questions in. But if you're
Just
doing
before you
that-
wrap up the show,
Yeah.
Todd, how did this
Yeah.
show end? Was there lots of people standing around
What do you mean?
teasing a rumble? No.
No, there wasn't. No.
Who said that? Who said that?
Jamie predicted no rumble, everyone thrown over the top rope nonsense.
Oh, okay.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair
yeah,
shout.
that's fair. To be fair, I don't really
Fair
listen to
shout.
you that much, though.
Oh, I know. Just thought I'd bring it up
Oh, okay.
because for once Todd wasn't right.
Yeah, it's nice when that happens. It's rare. See, I'm doing your work for you, Todd. There you go.
It's like, it's just like, I don't know. I don't know what to. You try and help these kids learn, and this is how they pay you back in scorn.
Linksy with a suggestion. Do you just have Fittest defend the Esky? I mean, that's a possibility, but it feels like a
No.
really weird choice.
I like Alex's suggestion. You can even hold the cash in until then because it's like hasn't happened yet. I'm still the Esky holder until that ladder match happens.
Yeah. No Soul Rose says, "Hey guys, great show. I have 2 questions. One, why is it when I close my eyes I see Jamie as Danhausen?" That's one question, Rose. But yeah, I think that despite the involvement of Rosie, you should check out PWA Black Label Dropped Out.
I think there's a second question coming.
That's what I'm worried about. That's why I'm talking.
I also think you're thinking about Lachlan, because Lachlan, we all know Lachlan is like Lockhausen.
Oh god, that's disturbing. It's so disturbing.
Oy, oy, oy.
It really is.
And Rose's second question is something that we will talk about in our "What Do You Want to Talk About" segment. No Soul Rose also says, "Damn it, I meant Lachlan." Damn it, Rose. Yeah, so go check out PWA Black Label Dropped Out. It's free on YouTube. You can search for PWA on YouTube. You can find this along with pretty much all the other PWA shows because they stream them live for Black Label and for some of the Green Label shows as well. You can get them free on that YouTube channel. Absolutely worth checking out. And, you know, the amount of quality wrestling you're getting for free, it's infinite value per dollar.
And also, a note to the Brotherhood. If Lachlan isn't allowed to say that word, you can tell him that at the Metro, because he will be there.
I will be at the Metro. I didn't learn my lesson last time when sitting at the Metro. I learned my lesson a little bit from last time when I sat at the Metro and got absolutely
You went one row
abused
back.
by a wrestler. I went back. I got a silver ticket rather than a gold one, so hopefully that'll give me a bit of buffer. That's the plan.
I'm sure if Robbie is
I
there,
don't-
he will find you. If Dusk
I'm
is
about to
there, he
say-
will find you.
I'm about to say, Rose, is there any way we can get someone an upgrade? Just out of, just you know.
Just for the Rumble. Just sit him on the stage
just for
so
the Rumble.
everybody can yell at Lachlan on their entrance.
I need an entryway seat so that they can abuse me on their way to the ring.
I mean,
Good stuff.
if I can quickly make a Tron up, can you put him in the Rumble?
No.
No.
Only
Mate,
20
if
people
your
in the
music-
Rumble. It's too tight. Slots are tight.
If your music plays and your name pops up on that thing, you have to get in there.
Got to get up.
That's the way it goes. Booker
Can I
T
tell you
wasn't
the-
ready and he got in there.
Can I tell you the problem is that I would have to eliminate myself, and I don't know if I can get over the top rope. That's going to be the trick.
Just climb.
Soul
Just
Rose-
climb over.
No Soul Rose says, I have no power in PWA, but I could potentially get Lachlan number 13 in the Rumble. That's way more power than you've got, Rose. I wouldn't even bother trying. Just
How about-
you can back
Yeah.
He
off.
asks for a 13 and they drew a 31.
Seb did it.
I'm not Seb.
Amen, brother.
I am not Seb.
Wild Angel wants you to get the WrestleMania spot.
Yeah, Wild Angel says get Lachlan a commentary spot with a mic that doesn't work. Yeah, great. Bloody DJ says, I'm
working
sure
for
you'll have
Venom?
help getting over the rope, Lachlan. Yeah, Bloody DJ, that's what I'm worried about.
You'll have
Look,
Uber
rather
help.
than-
Don't worry about that.
Rather than trying
You
to
won't
get
have
me
any help on the
involved-
landing. Getting
No.
over is fine.
I was fine. But the gravity will fix the rest.
Just so you know, I won't catch you.
Michael Lee in the chat says, I'm picturing Lachlan being marked upon entry like the Carney days, no matter where he sits. Yeah. Yeah, that's the big chalk.
I'll bring a
X.
giant arrow to hold next to his head.
Rather than pitching me being in matches, maybe we can pitch everyone being in attendance at a local show this weekend. Because with special thanks to Michael Lee, who we just mentioned, it's not my best work, I'm trying. Thanks to Michael Lee at the Australian Wrestling Community Facebook page. He's provided us with a list of shows that are going on this weekend. If you're in New South Wales, IWA has Homecoming at Mounties in Mount Pritchard. That's on Saturday, June 6th. Also Saturday, June 6th, there's Rock and Roll Wrestling Saturday Night Fights at Wollongong/Unanderra. And Newcastle Pro Wrestling has Breakout in the Hamilton North Bowling Club, also on Saturday, June 6th. Meanwhile, up here in Queensland, Atomic Pro Wrestling has One Step Beyond, show named by me, by the way, at the Powerhouse in Toowoomba, Saturday, June 6th.
Oh, so you'll be there for it?
Nope. Then in South Australia, Lucha Fantastica has the Anniversary Adelaide at the Lion Arts Factory on Friday, June 5th. Then on Saturday, June 6th in South Australia is Adelaide Championship Wrestling Salvation at the Estonian Hall in North Adelaide. I believe that venue has some history, and it's going to have a little more as Kira Summer is going to make her ACW debut there. Meanwhile, in Victoria,
That's awesome,
yeah, that's so cool. She's done an awesome job, like coming up from, excellent stuff. In Victoria, Renegades of Wrestling's Eye of the Storm is going to be at Renegades Arena in Essendon on Saturday, June 6th. Let's run through the card on that. We've got Rod Long versus JXT. We've got Orion versus Jackson Atlas. We've got Katie Lux versus Lil Mars. We've got Mad Dog versus Hector Jones. Crackerjack is going to address his Renegade Rumble win. You've also got title matches with the Ambush defending the Renegades Tag Team Championships against Rapid Fire. You've got a triple
Another
threat
potential match of the show there.
I was going to say.
We keep talking about tag team matches stealing the show, and if there's one that's poised to, Jiminy Crickets. They triple threat match with Shazza McKenzie taking on Aisha, taking on Axe Massacre, and then a big old 6-man tag team match with Heaven and Hell and Tyson Reed taking on the team of Anth Cava, Matty Romano, and Sam Yanis. That's going to be a belt. Again, like seeing Tyson Reed come back into this level of big match is what we need, because him with Heaven and Hell is going to be a force to be reckoned with. So Babyface is on the other side, along with,
also,
all the nonsense.
Shazza back in the country.
Shazza back in the country, seeing Axe Massacre make the trip. There's a lot going on this show. It's absolutely worth getting amongst. There's another show here that's another 2 shows that are hiding under that card that I didn't see. So I get to shout them out now. If you're in Victoria, there's also Adrenaline Pro Wrestling, which on Sunday, June 7th, is going to have Winter War at the Adrenaline Zone in Seaford. And over in Western Australia, Southern Territory Wrestling has the Great Australian Rumble. That's in Warnbro Rec Centre on Saturday, the 6th of June. It really is Rumble season, isn't it? As PWA would say, hashtag Rumble season. Michael at Moonsault Press says such a big card. Really looking forward to the triple threat match.
I just wanted to put Michael up there because he's finished his first year of doing Moonsault Press, and he's doing such a good job with that, mate. Well done, because that's like a
big shout out there.
That's like he doesn't do it like Jamie does it, where it's all like he does all this stuff by hand, the covers and all that. So it's such a good artistic thing that I remember looking at it the other day going, I could never do that shit. Why can't I? I literally have a trade in print finishing and I could not do that.
Definitely go check out, at the very least, Michael's Robbie Eagles cover that he made for this issue, which is an absolute belter. Watch him make that by hand. So cool. Michael does awesome work at Moonsault Press. Too many good Michaels going around. That's an issue that we're having now. Oh, yeah? Yeah? Look, speaking of the amount of good stuff that's going around, we got to talk about a AAA show. I know that much. We're also going to talk about Clash in Italy. We're going to talk about, what's going on with Best of the Super Juniors and all that stuff, as well as finding out what you want to talk about. If you're in the chat and want to submit a question for what do you want to talk about, go to ngl.link/WrestleRadioAU now to get your questions in before we hit it in the second half of the show.
If you don't want like you called out asking the question. So I know sometimes there are some questions. Yeah, some questions you want to ask but you don't want to ask. So that's why we do that, because I know like guys like Andy and all that, they don't care. They'll have their name out there. But sometimes you want to ask a question, but you don't want the heat, I guess. So you can do it by using that link. That's why I found it's kind of like when you see a crowd at a wrestling show and they're not very loud because all the lights are on them. When you turn the lights off the crowd, they tend to be a bit louder. So that's basically what we're doing with that.
All right. Well, we'll be back to talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling and answer what you want to talk about right after this.
Started training there in January of 2015. Made my debut on May 2nd of that same year and never looked back.
Wow. That seems like a quick turnaround between beginning and debuting.
Dude, I was so green. I was so green. I could have been used to, paint a water tank. I was so green that I was mistaken for the grass demon out of Adventure Time. I was very much not ready, but it was a great. I have no regrets for starting as early as I did.
Oh, how's that, Barat? Drawing numbers for the ballroom brawl, are we? Well, how's about you give one to the Clydesdale and the human nuke?
Well, you two are in the ballroom brawl?
That's right, mate. So cough 'em up. Go on.
All right, let's see what we get.
Oh, I'm feeling good about this one. Oh, how about them odds, eh? Come on. Come on.
Your turn now.
How about the lucky one, eh? Come on. Oh. Oh, oh. Oh, you're lucky you aren't in this one, Barat, or else you'd be going for a ride with Clyde. Let's go, Nookster.
So you want to know why I attacked Mitch Waterman?
Who is that? JXT? Why Mitch Waterman?
This has been brewing for the past 15 years.
And seeing as he wants to play judge, jury, and executioner on everyone else, it's lucky I know the real Mitch Waterman.
Why now?
Because from day one, you've been trying to take everything away from me.
We started training together at George Julio's gym 15 years ago. I debut wrestling in shorts. Mitch debuts wrestling in shorts. I grow my hair long, get an undercut. Mitch grows his hair long, gets an undercut. You're already starting to emulate JXT. Then you debut this new character, Mitch Waterman, the footy player. JXT, a real life footy player. Mitch Waterman, you couldn't kick a football to save your life. So you stole my real life and made it your gimmick. So I go away. I come to Renegades of Wrestling from day one. We build this company from the ground up, helping agent, produce, helping with the promoting. I'm even doing commentary, everything I can. And I start at the bottom, do everything to climb that ladder and get to the top. In comes Mitch Waterman. And he is gifted straight away. Main events, title shots, the Renegades of Wrestling World Championship. That should have been JXT's. And then the worst thing of all, you took my fans, Mitch. You took my JXT fans that were there for 15 years, that rode the ups and downs with me, that wore the JXT merch proud. You come into Renegades of Wrestling and guess what? They turn on me. They start booing me and they start cheering for you because you're the squeaky new toy. You're nice and pretty. You're the golden child. You're Mitch Waterman. Move over, JXT. We don't like you anymore. So after you stole my fans, my look, my merch, my identity, you stole my life. After years of stealing from me, Mitch, the reason that I attacked you is because it was about time that JXT stole something from Mitch Waterman.
MCW Ballroom Brawl, 27th of June at the Melbourne Pavilion. Robbie Thorpe, built in Britain, made in Melbourne, but Robbie Thorpe built the Melbourne Pavilion. In that very ring, I outlasted 20 men, become the one. Winners of the Ballroom Brawl include Ricky South, Mitch Waterman, Buddy Matthews, and they have been very successful, becoming MCW heavyweight champions in the process. This time it's different. This time it's different. The winner of the Ballroom Brawl for 2026, they will have their moment in the spotlight. They will be able to celebrate with the MCW faithful, but once they win, once they get that opportunity of becoming number one, they'll have to be face to face with the one. So good luck, gentlemen.
Hey everybody, it's Radar Superstar Adam Copeland. I got a bunch of handles. Anyway, call me what you want, but you are listening to WRA, Wrestle Radio Australia.
Welcome back to Making Chicken Salad, the Wrestle Radio Australia show where we talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling. And I have a sneaking suspicion that Jamie Apps is ready to talk about some Lucha Libre. Is that why we have... El Jaime has joined the chat. And he's muted, which is... that's just perfect.
Classic Mysterio. Classic Mysterio.
Oh, my Lord. Mute
This is so hot.
All right. Look. Can we jump? Let's jump to that, right? No Soul Rose calls him El Muto. Triple R.
Just quietly, this isn't the first time this has happened to Jamie today.
Today. That happens to
Jamie,
me all
please,
the time.
please tell people the story today.
I was definitely not on stream talking completely muted until Tom was like, you're muted for God knows how long.
About 5 minutes. If you must know.
Sounds about right.
It's about
Sounds
5
right.
minutes. Because what happens is, like, usually I take my iPad to work because I get some work done for the show during my breaks at work. So I just had his stream on, sort of like, so I couldn't see the stream, but I was working on some graphics. And it just went dead silent. And then just kept going dead silent to the point where I'm like, have I lost internet or something? It looked over, and he's just like this going... And I was just like, he does not know he's muted right now. So if I wasn't there, he might have went that whole show just unmuting to cough and then muting himself again.
Just like the ultimate problem, the worst outcome.
Which I kind of wish happened.
So would have been a very short highlights clip.
But we're going to talk about Noche de los Grandes, which happened in Mexico, and the lineup for this card, I think overall was bloody terrific. But we're going to run through everything quickly to get to this main event. Because it started with a AAA World Cruiserweight title match with Rey Fenix defeating Laredo Kid to become the new champion. Then in a AAA Latin American title match, El Hijo del Vikingo defeated Elio de Dr. Wagner Jr. with a whole bunch of interference from several people to make Vikingo the new Latin American champion. A third title change in a row as the AAA World Tag Team titles were won by the War Raiders as Pagano and Psycho Clown have a difference of or aren't meshing as a tag team as Pagano walks out on Psycho Clown during a post-match beatdown. But it all led to a hell of a main event. Mask versus Mask, original El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. And I'm going to just give a couple of thoughts quickly on how the match progressed. Classic mask versus mask match of both masks being torn apart so that the wrestlers can bleed through them. Classic. And the fact that this did go the route that we've seen in main events of having everyone involved in the story appear in some way, whether it's, you know, the two other Americanos for OG getting counteracted by the two Americanos for El Grande, and having El Grande's girlfriend show up in the crowd and she bought a ticket rather than, you know, because even though she got fired, and you know there's a mariachi there, but oh look, you know, it was everyone. But then the match still got to play out at the end, right? Yeah, it was Pimpinella. Was the mariachi that ended up hitting OG with the guitar, and so we did have all of the craziness, but that was kept to the first kind of 2/3 of the match, and then the end of the match was Americano versus Americano. That was what everyone came for, and that was the match we got. Original El Grande Americano was unmasked, and hold on to your hats because it was Chad Gable under there the whole time. I know. Take a minute, take a breath. This match was the business. This was, at the moment, every other match in contention for match of the year has to get compared to this. This is in contention for match of the year. If you've got a personal favorite, it's why is that better than Mask versus Mask, El Grande Americanos? Like, this is going to define the year for pretty much everyone, I think. Jamie,
I would say there's nothing even close at the moment.
Yeah.
Like, this was insane. Like, I'm like bloody DJ. I only watched Mask versus Mask. So seeing that every other title changed hands before this is kind of wild. But the Mask versus March was just insane. And from the get-go immediately too, like, this crowd, holy cow, this is what wrestling crowds
should be.
What, like the 90s, what you remember
Yes.
the 90s crowds being, just insanely hot for everything. And
it made me so jealous of Mexico. Jealous of Mexico.
And it makes a match so much more fun too. Like, this match could have been half as good as it was, and this crowd be as hot as they were, and it still would have been match of the year because that crowd lifts it so much.
Especially within that crowd, the fact that nobody was cheering the heel or booing the face. Everyone was supporting Americano. Everyone was booing OG. To a man.
Yeah.
Right, Todd?
Yeah, they played along. They played along with the show, like you're supposed to.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Alex Fireheart mentions the mariachi that got involved. You mean Exotica Resca Pimpinella Escalata, Lachlan? Yeah, like, don't make me go on a Pimpy rant. I love Pimpy is an all-timer, right? It was me getting overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I was running through leading up to them just having a match, right? No Soul Rose says this is everything wrestling is about. Shout out to what Undertaker is doing in AAA, and a massive shout out to Pete Dunne for producing that masterpiece. I think, like, anyone who is listening, we would say, stop everything, go watch this match. I don't think anyone listens to this show that hasn't already heard that from everyone and gone and seen this match. Because this
Just go and watch afterward, because this is live. We do sucker live.
Yeah, don't stop this show. Watch this show.
Yeah.
But anyone who hasn't seen this match, I don't know at this point what to tell you. Because it is that good. Big Linksy says the serenade for each wrestler before the entrances with the crowd singing along and just being along for the ride made it so much better. Man, even the video package before the match, the video package at the start of the show, like, everything was just perfect here.
Yeah, because I think I watched this live. I don't know if you guys did. So you would have just got a running commentary from me just going, this is so good. This is amazing. This is what should happen. It should be happening. I'm so jealous about this crowd.
I was editing a podcast just watching Todd lose his mind in the chat.
Yeah. This is what happens when a country and a company protect certain things of kayfabe. Like that Mexican tradition of being able to, like, everyone knows to a man, pretty much knows what's going on in Mexico, They are able to suspend their disbelief when they walk through those doors because everyone is treated seriously.
Yeah.
Like, even Pimpy, who is essentially kind of a comedic character, still treated seriously. Like, oh God, what's his name? With the Muppet.
Like Jessica, Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, still treated like he's like mixed tag champion. Like they treat their characters. Their characters might be outlandish, but still they're taken seriously, which is why like those crowds love it. Why those crowds buy into everything. Do you know what I mean? That's what makes that show. That's what made that show. And the fact that those two guys were able to go there and do that, and like Rose says, like to see the gimmick that was created as an insult turn into a national pride character is the first time WWE has created the luchadors become an icon in Mexico. 100%. It's just it's what happens when it's what happens when WWE actually takes in what the place already has. And instead of going, we're just going to turn this into WWE Mexico, instead of that going, hey, we're going to bring everything we're good at and add it to your stuff because your stuff is already great. It just needs our presentation.
It's the total opposite of what they did with NXT UK.
Yes. And No Soul Rose says WWE don't have a great track record with taking on new companies. Hello, ECW. But they've done incredible stuff with AAA and treated it with the utmost respect. And Big Linksy draws on that, saying it was a true traditional love letter to a mask versus mask, in my opinion. I fully agree. And I think you also have to give credit to the performers.
Yes.
Chad Gable as Original El Grande Americano was superb here. This was a match where he was the gears were him that kept this match turning, and he nailed every inch of motion, was flawless. And the character work from El Grande Americano, I don't know like how much of the promos leading up to this people have watched, but even just those segments that were cut in to the build to this match of him cutting promos in Spanish saying being Mexican isn't about where you're born, it's about loving this country and this culture, and a true Mexican can be born wherever he damn pleases. Like,
and you could tell like he was legitimately moved by the support he was getting from that crowd as well.
Yeah. It's I can't say enough good things about this. I think every person involved played their part perfectly. I think that the presentation was superb. I think if Chad Gable is not doing a match at this level at WrestleMania, in 8 months' time or whatever it is, someone has done something. Todd, you're making a face.
Yeah, because like I hear this stuff a lot, like, and I saw it online too. Like Jeff Jarrett's like, oh, well, he needs to leave WWE because he will never get any further than that. You know what? Sometimes when you take a person out of something and move it, just does not translate into something else. I mean, look at how many characters from NXT went off in NXT, were huge in NXT, and then did nothing when they moved them up to the main thing because it didn't fit that.
Yeah,
style.
Alistair Black is like the key one of like went up and then it was kind of just like, oh, because they're not given 33 minutes for a match. Like you've got to he would have to get that story over in 12.
Yes. And please don't like spare me the whole, well, if he was in AEW, if he's in AEW, he'd do like things for 3 weeks and then be forgotten. Because that's the turnover there a lot of the time. No, but that's what people have been insinuating.
I know that's what people have been saying. That's not the point that I was making. The point that I was making was we've been saying for so long, Chad Gable is the business. Let's see them. Because every time they give him something, he turns it into gold. We've been saying it forever. Since American Alpha, he has been delivering.
Yeah,
right?
But also, let's be honest, though. Until Kaiser took over that character, that thing was dead in the water.
Yeah.
It was only until he took over that character and they had they had, but it wasn't until he took over that character and they had the juxtaposition of the two that it actually hit.
Yeah. No, I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I think that like the fact that Chad Gable, this is the first time it feels like he's been given this spot to main event a show with a big story and a big match after delivering with everything that he's been given over the past decade, I think is wild, and it shows that he can deliver on it. And it makes it feel frustrating that it's the same 6 people main eventing every WWE show for the past 10 years.
Yeah. But I'll be honest, what I want to see is like Triple Mania, El Grande Americano, Dominic. They get to a certain point where Judgment Day sort of interferes, and guess who comes out to save El Grande? Chad Gable.
That's what I was about to say. I think this is the perfect opportunity to have Chad go away for a little bit, disappear off the face of the earth for a few months, and then come back and go for another run in AAA as a face. Because that speech afterwards, when he unmasked and revealed his identity, I think that solidified him in that AAA audience's eyes as, okay, this is now a guy that has paid a penance and we can get behind him now.
Yeah. Well, he literally said, like, I couldn't beat the Mexican culture. That's what I couldn't beat.
I do think it was funny to see that identity reveal, because when you traditionally have luchas de apuestas, the like whole thing is that
such a
okay.
I actually dig it. I'm going to say it. I wish I could say that.
That's the thing where the guy takes his mask off and it's a face that you've never seen before. So you then have to have the guy go, okay, this is who I am. This is where I'm from. This is how old I am. Because just seeing the face doesn't reveal the identity. And in revealing someone's identity, you have to say, this is who I am. So that's where you get that post-match promo. It's very funny to see Chad Gable do it, who has been on TV for the past decade, and go, my name is Chad Gable. I was at the Olympics. It's like, yeah, we know. And we have known that that's who you've been under the mask since you put the mask on. That was the whole story.
That was the whole
Mexican people
thing that made
ate it up, though.
It was just like a very funny version of that promo because everyone knew already.
But also, they treated it with respect.
Yes. Yeah, and you could see the buy-in and the investment from everyone. He was bleeding like a pig as he was doing it, too. Just gushing blood from the head.
He was working that cut, too, because he comes like...
Yeah, give him the big
trying to squeeze the blood out of his own head.
Do you know what? Because
rubbing it to like keep it open.
I was listening to Jim Cornette's review of the match, and Brian Last brought something up that I didn't notice until he brought it up, so I went back and watched it. When Chad unmasked, his son took his mask off at the same time.
Oh, that's super cute.
That's cool.
Yeah, I did notice.
I loved the bit when he went to high five his daughter and she high fived him and then looked at her hand like, oh.
And then wipe the blood on her brother. Just perfect sibling behavior.
And she's like,
yeah. That's the stuff where you go, oh, that's a family that he's got, and it's exactly what Wild Angel says. Chad was definitely showing signs of a turn with that post-match promo after the unmasking. Yeah, and
I don't know how you can stay heel after that.
No, you just can't. Especially because when someone unmasks in Lucha, it's a definitive change of the character. They can't put the mask back on. They've been unmasked. And so you always end up with an immediate change in who the character is as a result of that. And for Gable, it's got to be a face turn. It has to.
Yes. Yeah.
And also,
the problem Gable's had over his whole career, though, is that he is constantly fighting Kurt Angle.
Comparison, yeah.
Yeah. Because just what he is and who he is and the makeup and the whole thing.
I actually think the biggest problem that he's had, other than being shorter than a lot of people, I think the biggest problem he's had is that because he delivers every time, he ends up in the Dolph Ziggler position, where they go, yeah, we can reheat him whenever. And the result is that they don't go out of their way to do stuff with him until they're forced to. because they go, if we want a good Chad Gable match, we tell Chad Gable to go out there and have a good match. We don't need to do anything.
Well, I'd imagine Undertaker is going to show a lot more faith in him moving forward because, like, absolutely delivered, and it's a great babyface to bring in as, like, just your clean American babyface, not another lucha guy, which I think is cool. Corey Graves, JBL, and Mysterio on that commentary team as well. What an incredible job they did as well.
Graves was amazing. Graves was amazing on that.
Yeah. I'll also say that it's been mentioned Undertaker is the booker for AAA at the moment, doing a really good job. And this match reportedly agented by Pete Dunne is what's been coming out today that, you know, kudos to him because this was really excellently delivered. And Big Linksy says they have to take a vote with the company directors to don the mask only for single events generally after they've been unmasked. Yeah, people can get permission to wear the mask for, or, you know, they can get permission to wear it for entrances or et cetera, right?
Yeah, because like Conan used to do that.
Yeah. So there's certain things that you can do to read on a mask.
Rush and Andrade do that now. They wear it for the entrance and then take it off.
I'm trying to think of his name. Son of the Ghost. What's he called? Elio Del Fantasma. Right, he's got the mask that's half the Lucha Underground mask, half the Phantasma mask that he wears for entrances, right? But yeah, and Alex Firehart, like Blue Panther, wearing his mask against Danielson in CMLL, absolutely. Anyway, let's stop talking about how damn good that match was, because we could do that for hours, and we'll talk about some international wrestling quickly outside of Mexico. In WWE, the men's side of the King of the Ring tournament opened on Raw. Obafemi beating Penta, Solo Sikoa, and Carmelo Hayes. The other bracket is going to have Dominic Mysterio, Bron Breakker, Trick Williams, and Damian Priest on that side. Then on the other side of the bracket, you've got Seth Rollins is going to face Javon Evans, Tama Tonga, and Ricky Saints, and Jey Uso, LA Knight, Royce Keys, and Finn Balor for the other four-way match in the first round of King of the Ring.
Apparently,
weren't there changes to that?
I don't know. Apparently, Finn Balor's been moved to SmackDown now.
Yes,
I don't know about any changes though.
Yeah, I thought I saw something about Ricky being taken out of it, but that may have just been Twitter speculation.
The women's Queen of the Ring is going to have Liv Morgan against Becky Lynch, Alexa Bliss, and Chelsea Green. Notably, Liv Morgan already the women's world champion. The winner of that will face the winner of Sol Ruka, Lyra Valkyria, Charlotte Flair, and Jade Cargill. Then on the other side of the bracket, Io Sky has already progressed, winning a match against Roxanne Perez, Julia, and Lash Legend. And we've also got Bailey is going to face Raquel Rodriguez, JC Jane, and Kiana James on that side of the bracket. Bloody DJ says, why is Oba in King of the Ring when he's in a story with Brock, kinda? Well, why is Liv Morgan in when she's already world champion? Sol Ruka when she's already world champion? Lyra Valkyria has, not world champion, Intercontinental champion. Lyra Valkyria wants to be the first challenger to Sol Ruka's Intercontinental champion, so that's going on. You know, there's a lot of stories ongoing that feel like they're going to feed into the King and Queen of the Ring storylines, right? Bloody DJ also mentions King of the Ring has been a bit of a cursed chalice. Yeah, definitely.
Is there no, like, you have to defend your title limits anymore in WWE?
Probably not. Is there anywhere though?
When they're relevant, right? They only really use it when people are injured, right?
It's been like 45 plus days since Liv defended her world title.
How often did Roman defend it when he had it? Let's be honest. Like, there were not all that many defenses.
Or Jade.
Right? WWE did have Clash in Italy, and it was in Italy. This one had the undisputed WWE champion Cody Rhodes defeating Gunther to retain his title. Pinfall happening with Gunther's foot outside of the ropes, worth noting. The WWE women's title had Rhea Ripley defeat Jade Cargill. Brock Lesnar defeated Obafemi in 6.5 minutes. Hooray. The women's Intercontinental title was gained by Sol Ruka, I just mentioned, who beat Becky Lynch to become Intercontinental champion. The first non-Scottish IC champion, I believe. And then Is that right? Non-Irish, sorry. I'm going to get in
Irish.
trouble for that one. First non-Irish women's Intercontinental Champion. And then the WWE World Heavyweight Championship was contested in tribal combat with Roman Reigns defeating Jacob Fatu.
Yay.
Who could have seen that? So that was a show.
Yeah, it was. It was a show that happened.
Yeah.
At what, 3
That's the best
a.m.
way I
for
can
us?
describe it.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. In AEW, Tony Schiavone announced on Saturday the series of matches will be held over the next month to determine who'll qualify for a spot in the Survival of the Fittest match that'll take place on the July 1st episode of AEW Dynamite. Whoever wins the match in San Diego will be crowned the new TBS champion. So that's what's happening with Willow Nightingale's title. Also worth noting that in the Owen Hart women's tournament, we had the wild card entrant today, which was Mercedes Moné. So she's back and progressing in the tournament.
Was there anything else interesting that happened today on Dynamite, Jamie, that we might...
Not particularly. Oh, there was a little teaser for the Young Bucks. They were wearing a very specific shirt that was the Bootios parody shirt. So I think they're planting the seeds for a potential tag team to arrive.
MJF defended the title against Roosh, right?
Matador MJF. Yes. Kevin Knight joined the Don Callis family.
I saw that. What a fucking... Like, can we have someone who doesn't... Can we have someone who's not in that fucking family, please?
If you're a heel, you have to be in the Don Callis family at some point, apparently, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Like, they set up that he was going to join Swerve, and then just forgot about it.
Speaking of the family, Will Ospreay beat Dunkzilla Mark Davis in the tournament, right? So even if he doesn't win the tournament, he's probably in with a shot against the champ there. Like, that's potentially a title match. Michael at Moonsault Press says, it made him feel less interesting in regards to Kevin Knight.
Because anyone who joins that family, if you're not Kyle Fletcher or someone who's holding a title, you're just
a goon.
Brian Adams in NWO.
At least he has a title, so they have to focus on him.
Yeah.
But yeah, just gross. As soon as it happened, I was like, oh well, this sucks.
Yeah.
Alex Earhart nails it, saying, I love the Kevin Knight heel turn, but putting him with the Don Callis family is a misstep. Yeah, hard to disagree. Meanwhile, over in New Japan Pro Wrestling, both Super Junior semi-final matches are set to pit tag teams against each other. Master Wato versus Yo and Robbie Eagles versus Kosei Fujita are going to happen this Friday, June 5th. The winners advance to the finals on Sunday, June 7th, with that bout determining the tournament winner and the next challenger for IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion Doki. So
that was absolutely insane the way they worked. Jamie, you know the exact details because I don't want to say it and butcher it. So it was so insanely booked that right up till the last day, what was it? A potential of
it was like a 5-way tie in Block B.
So B Block went into the final day as a 5-way tie between Robbie, Sho, Ishimori, Despy, and Yo. And then A Block, everybody except one person was in a tie. One person was eliminated out of the 8. So it was every single match on that show yesterday was pivotal to what the outcome would be.
I was looking so good until the final day. And then I've got nothing.
Yeah, Todd's predictions are all eliminated. There's still Jamie and I who predicted Kosei Fujita as the final winner. And I believe I am the only person with 2 names still in the tournament. So,
except they're going against each other, so you're screwed.
Well, yeah. Much of a muchness, right? Look, it is the first show of the month, so we are going to have this segment go. Hopefully we don't have a 3-hour show because of it. This is a little thing that we call... Have you got the stinger ready for me, Todd?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was actually grabbing the question.
He's got so many things to do.
I'm juggling. So, you can control this shit too, don't you?
I guess.
While you guys sort that out... with the semifinals for Best of Super Juniors, if Yo and Robbie advance to the final, we are guaranteed a first-time winner for the Best of Super Juniors because neither of them have won it before.
Very interesting.
That would be fun.
But now what we need to find out is...
What do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? What do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? What do we want to talk about?
It's so high up in the files list, I couldn't find it.
I
What
know,
do you want to
'cause
talk
it's where I
about?
put all those ones.
If you have a question for us, drop it into the chat now. We've also got Todd with the list of things that have come through anonymously. So, Todd, do you want to fire one of those off and we can chat?
Yeah, I'll try and find my app now. Here we go. We found it. First one I'll do because it's one I've already read. I already read it before. I accidentally opened it and it annoyed the shit out of me. It was, why does Jamie look so natural in those pics? And this freaking annoys me.
If you are not following Wrestle Radio Australia on social media, so you can see Todd Photoshop us onto wrestlers and have Jamie just fit every time, it's insane. It does not look like the face has been edited. It's ridiculous.
Look at that. At least you know, Jamie, what you'd look like if you grew your hair out into a mullet.
Yeah, that's never happening, just so you know.
You sure?
Yeah, I
Are
hate
you sure?
having long hair.
Because, and then I had one of the boys go, I didn't realize that was Jamie in the Cody Rhodes thing. I just thought it was Cody.
Yeah. It just looked like Cody.
Yeah.
Fletcher Duncombe in the chat has asked, do you think there'll be any big surprises in the Purge Rumble? And if so, who? This is one where please no. Yeah, I know Seb's
Two
done
Rumbles
it
in a
before.
month. That's huge, Lachlan.
I'm going to win both. Let's do it. No,
Rocky,
look,
can we get him in 3?
I'll get him in there. Don't worry about it. I know
Who
someone
else has a
you
Rumble coming up?
What? Okay, if we're doing this, what's my music? Because Thomas the Tank Engine theme goes pretty hard as a Lachlan theme, I think. I think
That settles
fits.
it. I think that's the
it
one.
would have to be some shitty
Some
anime
obscure,
fucking theme.
Do any board games have theme songs?
Not really.
Actually, no, but we do have this. Do I still have it?
Hang on, what's he looking
I've got this one.
Could
The bloody and burger roast, Ushika chaos, most wrapped up pandemic A2. Noir ladies and gentlemen, sheriff of Nottingham, stinker redacted and coup. Ristorante Italian, more than Morosa, betrayal at house on the hill. Bonanza.
That's a pull.
Could it also just be like a compilation of all of the backstage with Jeffs?
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Just to remind people as he's coming down the ring who want to kick his ass.
Yeah, I mean, there's no shortage. Look, I'm not going to speculate too much on who's in the Purge because I think when you've got a 30-person Rumble, there's always going to be somebody who's a surprise. It's just too many names for it to be all people that you expect. Whereas on the other hand, I also think that, it's a Rumble in Brisbane. You can only get so many people there, so people can only be so shocking. But obviously I'm hopeful, right? I would love for there to be some mind-boggling surprise at the Purge.
And also, do you know one thing I will say, though? We have so much talent up here in Brisbane at the moment that bringing someone in from interstate isn't needed for it.
Yeah.
Because
It's
you've
like
got guys that
PWA.
have...
PWA could book a whole Rumble with just PWA guys, and you could do the same thing up there.
Yeah, you got guys who are working their asses off, and you would hate to say, hey, I know you've been working your ass off to get this shot of having a crack of just being in a Rumble for a couple of minutes, but we're going to bring, like, homeboy in from Perth to do a 5-minute spot. You know what I mean? So it's just, yeah.
Todd, am I throwing this Macho Man question on the screen?
You can do.
Macho Man Andy Savage asks, Todd, do you think it would damage your brand in Australian wrestling if your podcast co-hosts were shitheads? Do you think it matters at this level?
It hasn't so far.
Wow.
Boom, boom. Couldn't see that one coming. Wow. Who thought he was going to go that way for a joke?
Why did
I'm
you?
sorry.
You set him up.
He did, no, because he 100%. That's why he did it.
Yeah.
Look, if they were shitheads, they wouldn't be on the fucking show. To be honest,
We got
with you.
integrity.
I don't. Yeah, I don't like. I honestly, I don't have to put up with shithead. Luckily, because it's my gig. If it was really came down to it, I'd be like, look, dude, I just don't want you on the show anymore. Like, no offense, but fucking, yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
So, in that thing, that was the last time you saw Jeff. From
Yeah, that's how you know you've been kicked off Wrestle Radio Australia. You stop getting the link every Thursday.
A whole new chat appears. What's this chat? What's
This
no
is why
Jeff's
I've
group?
logged into all of the stuff so I can get access to it when he processes. Yeah.
Yeah, the biggest mistake I made was giving him all the passwords.
Yeah, see,
Alex
I rely on getting the link. If I don't get the link, well, I'm gone.
We can kick
That's
you out
right.
at any time. Alex Fireheart
That's right.
posted it earlier, so he's reposting it, saying, do you guys think the Soul of PWA title should swap to being the main event title in PWA, or that the heavyweight and Soul of PWA being sort of a top title A and top title B works as is? Jamie, you're closest to PWA. What do you think is the positioning here with the Soul of PWA? What works?
Yeah, I think they're looked at more like your WWE World Heavyweight and WWE title, like on an equal footing at this point, because of that year-long reign that Robbie put into it to really elevate it to being B1, like A1 and B, like they're the same level. Whereas before it was kind of your Intercontinental title, but now it's sort of neck and neck. And I wouldn't get rid of it. Like Todd and I mentioned, if anything, they just need to add a secondary title that is a tier down from that.
I understand the concern about just having too many titles on a show, especially because you want some people to be able to pull storylines along without needing gold. I think the Soul is in a really good spot where obviously it is a very well-respected title. The history of it is insane, especially if you consider the PWWA lineage as part of it, which makes it a title that people really want. But it's also a title that makes more sense visually on people with less experience, right? So, like, I think it's interesting what they're doing at the moment, obviously, where Tucky is really the face of the company at the moment, and Big Fudge is doing a I can prove I belong here storyline. So they do feel a little bit inverted in kind of who's holding it with the position of the belt. But I think typically it's really good to have a title as valuable as the Soul while still making it something that somebody like Tony Sin can challenge for. And you go, yeah, he makes sense with that belt. Right?
Well, the fact that the Soul is technically a world championship too, because Robbie has defended it in multiple countries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, true.
Do we have any other anonymous questions, Todd?
I do, my friend. I do. Hang on. Who's next to be signed from Australia?
Brooksy?
I wish.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
that should have happened 6 years ago.
I mean, it did happen, unfortunately.
Yeah, like that's the cheating answer, right? Is that,
yeah,
you know, Brooksy's been coaching people at the Performance Center, right?
Outside of Brooksy, I think it's Robbie Thorpe, Lachlan's favorite.
He's like just talk about all the tools, right?
Yeah, all the tools, but also like young enough in his career that he could learn so much more.
Yep.
You've put into like a developmental, like NXT or something like that.
Or then if you go off like pure crowd reaction, the dropouts.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to deny them. But there's so many of those people who are young, good, and also have the potential to grow further with coaching, right? Like, I don't know that I would say this person is next, But if I'm a big company and I see somebody like the Clydesdale who has been doing it for the short amount of time that he's been doing it and performing at the level he is with that look and a natural charisma that has people laughing at his promos, that looks like money. If, you know, you can go do a tryout with him and he takes on board what you're saying, then you go, okay, great, we can mold this guy into whatever we need.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing that I don't think ever gets talked about when we talk about like people going to tryouts, is the ability to take on direction and give them back exactly what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine that's probably the key part.
Coachability would be, I think, number one in there. Like, because there are 1,000 guys out there with washboard abs.
Yeah.
There's a lot less that are a lot less with washboard abs that could be coachable.
Yeah.
And also, like, you look at the people that WWE sign or have been in the past, recent past, of straight out of college athletes and things like that.
Yeah.
They don't care if you can bump and do a moonsault. Like, do you listen to direction and take on that feedback and actually use it to improve the next time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So I think it's hard for us to, like, when it was Delta, it was so obviously Delta. Like, there just felt like there was no world where it wasn't her, right? And it was, I think,
it's kind of the feeling you get with like dropouts now, really, from World Series Wrestling. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Whereas I think the only question with the dropouts is like, how do those characters translate internationally? Because those are fairly Australian characters in the way that they're present. Like, I think the ideas are universal, but the specifics are quite Aussie. Whereas I think
it's almost like Bushwhackers 2.0.
Yeah, right. Whereas I think Delta was a very universal character. So I think there is that question about, you know, what parts of the dropouts are you able to change and still have it work, right? For an American audience, right? So that's still a question that I think might be on a big company's mind, especially if a lot of what they're doing is licensed music. Is how good is a version of the song that sounds like that but isn't licensed going to sound, that's still going to work with the dance and blah, 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 right?
I mean, WCW
Charlie
got away with it
Evans-
for a long time.
Yeah,
true.
Charlie Evans is another one that I think obviously very unlikely to go to WWE, but like, she's built for an AEW.
Oh god,
yeah. But again,
She's
like,
another
it's the thing,
sort
like,
of impressed
where are they going
opportunity
to sit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I love it, and I want everyone to get signed, but like, I don't want everyone to get signed just to sit back and not work and I don't get to
disappear
see
for
them
6 years.
and get like essentially warehoused.
Yeah. And,
That's
you know,
the thing.
Michael and Moonsault Press agrees exactly. Chevs in AEW would be perfect. Yeah. She'd kill it. She's amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, you look at her working with Eddie Kingston and nailing it, and Eddie Kingston giving her props on the mic. Like, you don't get that if you're not worthy of that position.
No.
But I almost don't want to see it, because I'm worried that she would show up on, you know, 3 episodes of Collision and then be in catering and be on, you know, 1 episode of Ring of Honor as enhancement talent. And she deserves better than that.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Next one, I'm going to need you guys just shout out the things to me, and I'll answer it. Todd, if you could manage someone in different states, who would they be? So, throw a state at me.
Let's go. Obviously, in Queensland, you've got Mitch up here. So let's just go clockwise. In Sydney, who from that kind of New South Wales, Sydney, Newcastle-ish scene would you be interested in managing?
Jeez, that's a great one. Do you know what? It would be like Kai Drake and Cosmo as like an evil team.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that a lot. Going down to Victoria and the Melbourne scene, who do you think you'd fit as a manager there?
I would love to manage Nate Hunter.
Mm-hmm. I saw that one coming a mile off. Knew that.
Well,
one.
because I think we would have the same sort of chemistry that I have with Mitch.
Yeah. Back to your ancestral homeland in Adelaide.
Oh, well, Chris Bassett, no.
That's cheating.
Yeah, it is. CBTM, for sure.
Oh, that could be the move. Yeah.
That'd be a nightmare team.
And over in Perth.
I'd be like Manager Unk.
Yeah.
Perth.
It's hard because the characters are already like quite established there. It's hard to see.
And it's like not like I don't get to see enough of the new guys.
Mm.
In
Like
Perth
by the
to
time
be
they're
able to-
on an EPW show.
No, actually, do you know what? Fucking the tag team, STB.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a shout. Alex Fireheart asks, in this hypothetical scenario, you have the money to help send a less experienced Aussie wrestler on a Japanese young boy style excursion to another country to get some reps in elsewhere. Who do you pick and what country do you send them to? We just had a big run of Todd naming young talent, but if he's got one in mind.
Well, yeah, because somebody in chat mentioned it before. I think if you sent Jack Armstrong.
Jack
to
Osborne.
Osborne to Japan.
And we were
Send it
mentioning
Japan.
last week the idea of sending Julian Ward to Japan. Like,
yeah,
that'd
because
go
honestly, like, it's not worth it sending anyone to America.
No,
I would send Aisha to Japan because she's done the American thing, so she's got the character stuff. I think, and she's already great in the ring. But I think that like Japanese style would just take her to another level as well.
This is going to sound maybe completely insane. In this hypothetical scenario, would send the dropouts to Mexico. I think that doing what they do in that environment where people buy in so much, trying to do it with the culture and language barrier. And like I was saying before, work out what translates and just get the most possible juice out of the squeeze and like really focus on getting those facial expressions down, keeping the in-ring quality high, but focus on connecting to the audience without it necessarily being as verbal. I think they would just be through the roof over there. Wild Angel says send JJ Avery to Mexico as certified puppy. I mean, that's just it's a story that writes itself because you've got the Exoticos over there, right? Alex Fireheart mentions that they would like to see, if the Moretti thing wasn't happening at the moment, a heel Benjamin being managed by Todd. I think keeping more to that, like the kind of streetwear version of Braxton, but pivoting it to heel with Todd, I think would be excellent. That'd be really cool. And
I think the velocities in Mexico would also be pretty awesome.
It'd be unreal. Macho Man Andy Savage says, let's send Will Keatis to those mud pits of Uganda.
Well, they got a ring now.
They've got a ring now. It's
Cody
no
put him on a
longer
ring.
soft ground, Let's have an anonymous one there, Toddy.
What commentary sayings do you hate?
Oh, let's pass to Jamie
Free
first.
on YouTube.
Very good. Very, very good. You right, Lachlan? You just got gut punch.
I'm not a fan of didn't get all of it, right? If somebody didn't execute a move to its full potential...
Rather than going, oh, fuck that up.
Tell me what they were going for, what they got out of it, what they were hoping to get out of it. Don't just say, oh, that wasn't great, right? Alex Fireheart, I agree with, saying 2.99999. Just say 2.9 recurring, right? So close. You don't have to
just say 2.9. Jesus.
Yeah. Yes.
The whole point.
Fucking hell.
Right? Todd, have you got any that come to mind?
Sorry, that had to be done before I did that. Yeah. Hardest part of the ring. The apron is not the hardest part of the ring. The ringside post is the hardest part of the ring.
You would know. You've been thrown into a few.
I've hit both.
Yep. I mean, it's the hardest part of the ring mat.
You hate that because you say that all the time, don't you?
I say it all the time. But again, I don't say it's the hardest part of the ring. I say that's the part of the ring where you've got metal beams that support the boards.
You justify it when you do it.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that irks me with commentary, right? Is it's when they say these things because they're the things you say, not because you're actually paying attention to the match, right? Like, I hate when commentators just say, oh, he kicked out at 2. It's like, okay, why is that important to the match? Like, it's
because
important
if he doesn't, it's over.
No, but to the storytelling of the match, why did he cover him off a clothesline? Why did he cover him off a lariat? He normally doesn't get a 3 count there, but he's making him expend energy to do the kick out. Or he's being cocky, thinks he can beat this guy easily. That's why he didn't hook the leg, right? Like, give me more information than just telling me what's happening in the ring. That's my perspective with commentary is if I'm watching the match and you're just telling me what I'm seeing, you're not adding anything.
Yeah, Macho Man Andy Savage says, it's not a saying, but I hate the stupid exaggeration like a 12-foot ladder that's as tall as the wrestler.
Yeah, really dumb.
It doesn't
Alex
help when you've
Fireheart.
got Mel Avarello standing next to a ladder. You're like, well,
I ain't 12 foot.
Alex Fireheart says, I'll say when color commentators correct people saying it all hurts, so who cares or whatever, like that it can at least be funny. Yeah, definitely agree. Any other anonymous, Todd?
I got one. Who are your dream interviews and when are you doing more? I'd tell you, but like they tend to get stolen.
I'll tell you mine because I know it won't ever happen for anyone. Madison.
Who's that, mate? True.
She just doesn't do interviews, so it's never going to happen.
Yeah, that's one on my list. I got a photo with Madison. I'm very proud of that. Taken by Zack Sabre Jr. So
yeah,
that I'll brag about. No, she's
that was funny. I saw that.
Yeah,
I saw that.
So that's one that's definitely on my list. The Grayson Waller is an obvious one. It's just, there's so there's so many that it's easy to say, oh, these are my dream interviews, but I think one of the things about wrestling is there's so many people that if I tick off, I've got the tick on with all three of us have the tick on Bryan Danielson, right?
Up until that moment, that was like right up there with Madison.
That was the one, right? So I think that's part of it is as soon as we tick off the dream interviews, we just get more dream interviews that are the next ones that we're looking for.
How'd you guys go with Tony Khan?
Yeah, good one.
I interviewed Carl. I was happy with the Carl one.
Yeah. I've interviewed Kyle Fletcher twice, so.
Lachlan,
what you got landed on by Kyle?
Has Todd interviewed Willow?
I don't think Todd's interviewed Willow actually.
We're not allowed to.
Oh, is that right?
She's in because she's in a relationship and just it doesn't feel right.
It's yeah.
We decided to take that break from us. So.
Yeah, and just quickly, hands up if you've interviewed MJF. Just throwing that one out there. Macho Man Andy Savage says, my new dream WRA interview after the recent watch-along series is Nathan Jones talking about his front row era. Man, that'd...
I couldn't.
I imagine that
beautiful baby boy. Perfect in every way.
Yeah, that would be a slog.
That's a getting blood out of a stone interview, that one, I imagine.
That would be like my first interview with one of my first interviews with Kellyanne, because it was terrible. And I love Kelly. I love Kel, but it was back when no one did podcasts, no one really did interviews, so like she did not know how to answer a question properly. So it was just like talking amongst friends, not talking amongst friends, but sort of like, yeah, no, that was really good. And this is like 12, 13 years ago. So
I've done many of those with like musicians or
Yeah.
people like that who are like just getting into being asked to do interviews, and you're like, oh Jesus.
Oh no.
And you can tell like immediately. You just go, oh, this is going to be hard.
This is going to be a long one. Yeah.
Yeah. I was the same with oh no, I won't say it. No, don't worry. Move on.
You know it's going to be a long interview when it's with Trent O'Day, because boy, oh boy, are they difficult to get through. Mamma mia. Todd, do we have any other anonymous questions to go through?
I have one more, but it's more just like probably a way to segue out of this thing. Will Todd and Rose do the final WWA tomorrow night? No, because Rose is busy.
He's got a
Rose
lot.
is busy.
He's too busy blowing up PS2 discs.
He's doing sport ball work, so he is flat out this week. I think we're looking after this week. I think it's when it clears up, and we'll do WWA. We're going to do something a little different this week, though. We're just going to, well, I'll talk about it later on. Well, not later on, but a little bit later on.
Well, look, speaking of moving on, the show is called Making Chicken Salad, and it's because we like talking about what makes us happy. But to get to the chicken salad, first we've got to go through
You're
our...
a chicken shit.
You think you're funny, cracking jokes? I'm chicken shit? Yeah?
Chicken shit. That audio didn't want to kick in at the start there. That was really...
It never does. Now you know why I get so frustrated.
Yeah. How wooed. Jamie, do you have a chicken shit for us this week?
I do. And it's NXT, who announced their next PLE event. Just so happens to be on June 28th, the same day as TNA and Forbidden Door. Why are you hurting your own talent?
No, I'm pretty sure TNA moved or Forbidden Door moved. One of them moved.
No, TNA just moved forward in the day.
Oh, okay.
So TNA's in the afternoon, then NXT will be on at the same time as the AEW pre-show, and then Forbidden Door's on. I feel like they're just hurting their own talent in terms of getting like those big moment shows, because they're just the third string or second or third string show, depending on your preferences. I don't know how that feels.
Yeah,
I guess being that it's NXT though, it's like, well, we can throw these guys there, and it's not really going to be as much of a muchness.
Just go the week before or the week after.
I agree with you, but
I'm pretty sure they're just putting it on TV. Like it's not on a subscription service or anything. I'm pretty sure it's just on the TV network. So it's like, just do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Todd, chicken shit.
Yeah, sorry, but before we do, I'll just go, Andy, we aren't talking about that, and I can't tell you why. My chicken shit is like it's fucking WWE's way of just being fucking boring. They had so much potential to do like some really cool stuff this past weekend.
This is mine.
And on both things they completely whiffed on. Like, as soon as I saw Cody beat Gunther, I'm just like, oh, they might do that title change tonight, which is going to be so fucking awesome. Like, that opens up so much different things if Roman is finally has to go into a subservient role for a while. That opens up such good storytelling, such good... But instead we get this bullshit where he beats fucking Jacob, then looks at Solo Sikoa and says he's next. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see it. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about Solo the first time. It's just boring. It's boring as fucking batshit. The main reason I was hyped about that tribal combat was because I thought they're going to let Jacob win this, because Roman's supposed to be not doing stuff over summer because he didn't want to go to Saudi or some shit. I can't remember what it was. So you could have Jacob going, I sent him away for a while. So me and my boys, e.g. the Usos, could run riot for a couple of weeks on Raw. And then everyone's building up that anticipation of what happens when Roman comes back. Will Roman bend the knee, or will Roman fight it? That's a fucking story. And they didn't do any of that. They just went fucking lock, stock, and same old fucking hymn book they've been singing from for the last 3 years. And it's over. It's done.
Yeah, I'm with
That's
you.
my chicken
And
shit.
Wild Angel with the chicken shit. I don't understand why these young stars aren't getting over. Anyway, here's the bloodline again. Yeah, it was exactly mine. Was they had a lot of opportunities to do something on Clash in Italy, and yet instead it was just another show with the same guys winning again for no good goddamn reason.
It was like, why are we drawing out fucking Gunther and Cody?
Yeah.
Especially after the run that you've had Gunther on over the last year of retiring massive stars.
I think it was the right move to have Rhea beat Jade, but we just did it at WrestleMania. Why did we do it again for no change in the outcome? Like, that feels like a waste of time. And
I will say that was possibly one of Jade's best matches, though.
It was the best match I've seen her in a long time.
Like, that's one thing I will say. I even get the Brock Lesnar over Femi thing because it builds to the third deciding rubber at SummerSlam in front of another big crowd. Oba better come out and fucking win this thing. Otherwise, then I'll be really fucking ropeable.
In Brock's home state, too, isn't it? So it's like...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me read out Jeff's chicken shit for the week. Quote, I'm tired of Brock Lesnar. I don't want to see spam finishes and then pin anymore. The match was a complete waste of time, and the neutering of one of the only straight-to-main event talents in years looked weak. Oldberg didn't get over by trading wins. He got over by dominating people and moving on. WWE should really use the same playbook with Oba, but no, Brock smash. Fuck that.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, Jeff, but that's a poor take on Oba. Because if you watched Raw the next night, he has not lost anything.
Destroyed people. But, like, if you're an Italian WWE fan, are you pissed off that that was the pay-per-view you got with those
Probably
outcomes?
not. Probably not. Because you're still seeing them all.
Yeah. And you're seeing them all in a big-name show where you're seeing title matches, right? It's
yeah,
not
I guess it wasn't an Italian house show.
Yeah. It wasn't a Sicilian street fight. Right? Because that's what you would get otherwise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get the big production and stuff.
Yeah. Your chicken shit,
That was mine as well. I didn't have a lot this week, and honestly, that was the thing that really upset me was kind of the lackluster stories moving forward in WWE. But really, I'm feeling quite positive about wrestling at the moment. And so that's why we get to talk about our
This
chicken salad.
really is the bomb.
Jamie, chicken salad for the week.
There's one I'm pretty sure most of us would have had, so I went with Robbie topping the B block in the Best of Super Juniors. The first time he's made it that far, like topping a block, getting to the semifinals 8 years into his run in the Best of Super Juniors. Now we just need 2 more wins, Robbie. Don't let us down.
Yep.
Don't Darby Allin us.
Don't Darby us. Todd.
No pressure, just the whole country is on your back right now.
Todd, chicken salad, mate.
Yeah, we all know the everyone's chicken salad as a team would be watching that mask versus mask match.
Yeah.
So I guess that is like
that's the show
salad.
Salad.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll read Jeff's quickly. He said chicken salad, El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano was everything wrestling should be, took people on a journey that was just everything great about the graps. Jeff knew that because he typed his earlier, that he could get in first.
I was almost
going to
say, I almost messaged in that, put in our chat, you're not on the show, you don't get one this week.
Yeah.
You don't get to steal everyone else's.
Yeah, you don't get it. Sorry, brother. Look, I will say it's not my main. It wouldn't be my main chicken salad because I'll be honest with you, like my main chicken salad would probably be like seeing Mitch get named to Ballroom Brawl because that was that
Yeah, that
for
was
me.
mine.
It's my personal chicken salad. It was good to see. I will say that AAA World Tag Team title, seeing the War Raiders be the War Raiders again, was really good. It's like
Viking
everything
experience.
not the Viking experience, no. it's really good to see them go to AAA and just have the Undertaker go, "Hey, you just do what you were doing before. Don't worry about any of that WWE stuff. Just go out there and do like Rowan Hansen."
I do love
Yeah,
that
and- yeah.
Undertaker is just like, all that stuff that they taught you, fuck that. We're doing this.
Yes.
Yeah. Michael from
We're
Moonsault
under that
Press
umbrella, but who cares?
Michael from Moonsault Press mentions he likes that a lot of people who did well at the OPW show are getting a shot in Ballroom Brawl. Yeah, it feels like they really had eyes on people who were performing at a high level there, and there are people who are paying that off. So I'm really excited to see. Obviously, we're biased towards our boy Mitch here. I'm really excited to see what he does in the Ballroom Brawl. Macho Man Andy Savage's Salad says, I love seeing guys take big creative risks at local wrestling, where the creative risk is relatively small, but potential upside is great. I loved every single thing about the Benjamin presentation at Dropped Out. Wild Angel said the mask versus mask match was fantastic, but that AAA show AAA show on the whole was exceptional and made me love wrestling again. Bloody DJ says, yes, I agree. How funny that AAA has become the superior product all of a sudden. Crazy, really. That was going to be mine. I personally loved the Latin American title match with Elio del Vikingo winning that Latin American title. I think that it did a really good job of having the odds mostly get evened out, you know, having the Dr. Wagner Jr.'s brother be on the offensive so that Dorian got equalized, and then you had Mini Vikingo come in, but you also had Omos on the outside. Like, I think that it was really well executed in a way where the match could have gone either way, but mostly the chicken salad here is Vikingo's heel run. Because if you'd said to me 2 years ago, Vikingo is going to be one of the most hated heels in the world, I would have thought you were taking crazy pills. And the fact that he has taken the crowd turning on him and gone, yep, let's go all in on a heel run, and delivered on it, bloody fantastic. Alex Fireheart's chicken salad as well. It's basically written in stone that Ospreay is likely winning the men's Owen this year. I've really enjoyed that both Davis and Samoa Joe did not go down easily. Hell, it took Ospreay switching to the arm breaker to beat Davis after the hidden blade wouldn't get it done. Really nice stuff there. Look, I think at the moment, I'm feeling great about wrestling in general. It's so good to see local stuff that's popping off, international stuff that isn't just the AEW and WWE getting respect. Seeing so many people excited about AAA is so cool. Seeing the fact that we've got all the Rumbles coming up, and Rumbles are one of my favorite match types, so we've got a lot of stuff that could go in any direction between, you know, it's Ballroom Brawl time, it's King of the Metro time, it's Purge time. We've got Rumbles coming at us from every direction, which means that we're going to get to see all of the best talent in the country over the next couple of months showing up and showing out. And we love seeing Australian wrestling here at Wrestle Radio Australia. It's what we're here for. That's why we cover it every week here on Thursday nights at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time at twitch.tv/Wrestle Radio Australia. And you should subscribe so that you get everything when it goes live. You can do it on Podcast Addict, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Twitch. Anywhere you get your podcasts, you can subscribe to Wrestle Radio Australia for free. If you're here on Twitch, you can also hit that subscribe button and contribute, and that really goes a long way into, you know, getting us into more people's ears, as does, if you're on Apple Podcasts, giving us a 5-star review really makes a difference to helping spread the word. We've got the socials. We're at Wrestle Radio AU on Twitter and on Instagram. We're Wrestle Radio Australia on Facebook, twitch.tv/Wrestle Radio Australia. You can get our merch. Go to Redbubble, REDBUBBLE, search for Wrestle Radio Australia, and you'll be able to find our merch there, with proceeds not going into our pockets, but going to Beyond Blue and Gotcha for Life, two charities that support mental health here in Australia, which is something really important. And while you're buying merch, you should head to kickout.com.au, KICKOUT.com.au. Merch your favourite Queensland wrestlers and wrestlers from around the country. If you're an Aussie wrestler and you want your merch on Kickout, message them on their Instagram page. If you're a fan and you want wrestling merch, go to the Kickout site. Todd?
Sorry, just reminded me. Happy birthday to Christina Cade.
Happy birthday, Christina Cade.
Yes.
She is so much... I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to get like a
I thought you were going to say her age, and I was like, what are you doing? You don't do that.
No. I was trying to pivot into doing the social media handles because that's like the next thing on the list, and I just couldn't get a segue in time. right?
Son of a bitch.
Like, I mean, follow Christina Cade, but also follow at Beast Eastman, follow at Lachlan Albert for me, follow at Jamie Apps Media for Jamie. You should also follow at Pario Magazine, and is it at Oz Rest Cards, Jamie, for the wrestling cards?
That's it. Yeah.
Tell us about those things.
Australian wrestling cards are shipping right now. I have a shipment ready to go tomorrow. Pario Magazine, we have, want to feel old, Scary Movie 2 is 25 years old this year. So we did a retro review of that. Scary Movie 6 review is up now as well. So if you're looking forward to that. Next week, I have a chat with Xander Sullivan and Disclosure Day, the new Spielberg movie. Fun times. And then if you want to watch Dynamite, come watch it with me. I might be on mute. Tell me if I am.
From the sounds of the stuff Jamie's got coming up, you should definitely be following at Pario Magazine. You should also follow at Wrestle_Brainia to keep up with Jeff's delightful project that is Spics and Specs, but make it wrestling. Follow at Wrestle_Brainia so you can keep up with when that's going to be returning to a stage near you. Todd, you're going to be live tomorrow night doing something?
Yes, I am. It's I don't know if it is my birthday weekend or I'm going to say next weekend is. One of them will be anyway. But I'm too lazy to actually think of doing anything.
You have to claim one of them.
Proper.
I got to claim one of them. This weekend.
No, because like my birthday's until Monday.
Isn't it a long weekend?
No, not up here. We don't get that, bro.
Oh, it sucks to be
We
you.
don't get that. It really does. Honestly. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put those wheel things you put the options on there. We're going to do that, and whatever thing hits, we're going to watch a bit of that. So there might be a bit of PWA, a bit of Riot City Wrestling, a bit of like Pro League. We'll put all the options up. We might have put an option up of like a match that I got my ass kicked in, so you can watch that. Stuff like that. I do know I might have somewhere sitting that hasn't been released yet. Certified Puppy versus Adam Brooks from Wide Bay. But it's only like the hard.
If that's on the wheel, tune in.
Yeah, but it's only a hard cam version. So because our roaming went to shit, so that's why you haven't
fell
really
apart.
seen the shows. So that's what we'll be doing tomorrow night because I'm desperately treading water until Rose can join us so we can finish off WWA.
Is there anything else that we have neglected to mention, boys?
No. We've hit 2 hours 30, so that's about the perfect time for a podcast, I hear.
Brilliant.
Do we know what we're covering next week?
Not a clue.
Not at this point. We're going to see what's on the horizon. So if you want to find out, make sure you're following us on social media so you can watch the show and be ready to chat with us on Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time here at twitch.tv/Radio Australia. Thank you to all the people in the chat like Bloody DJ, Alex Fireheart, Wild Angel, Macho Man, Andy Savage. All of those people who are with us every week and make the chat what it is. Big Linksy, who was here this week. Everyone, we love seeing you. We love doing this. We love Australian wrestling. So we'll be back to talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling next week. On behalf of Todd Eastman and Jamie Apps, I've been Lachlan Albert. Till next time, have a good one.
Trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Making chicken salad out of chicken
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people does, that's all.